Hi, in this video, we will see Java introduction. So when you talk about Java, so Java is a high-level programming language. So what do you mean by high-level programming language? So high-level means it is easy to understand, easy to debug, and easy to execute, and it is programmer friendly. Means you can easily understand the language, and it is programmer friendly. Means if you are a developer, you are developing some code, you can easily understand that. And if you have any issues, you can easily debug that program. So because of that, Java is a high-level programming language. So Java is created by James Gosling from Sun Microsystems in 1991. But it is publicly released in 1995. So they started and creating in 1991, but the Java is available to us from 1995. So later Sun Microsystems is acquired by Oracle Corporation in 2010. So Java derives much of its syntax from C and C++. Means if you know C and C++, then Java code is very familiar to you. So the syntax, you feel that no, you are seeing some C and C++ code. So most of the things they took it from the C and C++. If you are aware of C and C++, you don't feel much difficulty when you see the Java code. So Java is a general purpose computer programming language that is concurrent. Means it supports multi-threading concepts. Means concurrent means it supports multi-threading concept, means multiple tasks can be performed at a time. Okay. So it is class based. So everything can be class. Without class, you cannot do anything in Java. So what is that class and class based? We will see in our upcoming videos. It is object oriented. So if you have a class, if you have something inside the class, if you want to work with that, the things which you written inside a class, you need to create an object. So Java is an object oriented language. So everything is object in Java. So what exactly it is object oriented, that is also we will see in our upcoming videos. So it is intended to let application developers write once, run anywhere. So in the simple form, people will call it as WORA, W-O-R-E, write once, run anywhere. Meaning that compiled Java code can run on all platforms that support Java without need for recompilation. So you have written some code and you compile that code. So that compiled code can run on any platform. So there is no need to recompile that code to execute that code. So that we will see exactly. So for example, you can write and compile a Java program on Mac machine, okay, and run it on Windows or Linux machine without any modification to the source code. So while you're writing the code, you have written in one of the platforms called Mac machine. So you want to execute the same code. That means that compiled code, you can directly execute in Windows or Linux. So which platform supports Java? Okay, that is one of the biggest advantages. Because of that, Java is a platform independent language. So WORA is achieved, means write once, run anywhere, right? So WORA is achieved by compiling a Java program into an intermediate language called bytecode. Okay. So the format for bytecode is platform independent. So because of this, means when you compile this, the actual high-level programming language we said, right, that looks similar to for English. Okay. So that looks similar to English. That code will be converted into intermediate language called bytecode. Okay. When you compile that code, it will convert to the bytecode. We cannot understand the bytecode. So that bytecode is platform independent. So because of this bytecode, Java is platform independent. So you have written the code in Mac and you compile that code can be executed in Windows or Linux, any other platforms which supports Java. So a virtual machine called JVM, Java Virtual Machine, is used to run the bytecode on each platform. Okay, so Java internally have some components. One of the components is called Java Virtual Machine. It is the purpose of its JVM is to run the bytecode on each platform. The compiled code can be executed by this Java Virtual Machine, and you will get the output what you are expecting. Okay, this is all theory. So in upcoming videos we will see exactly what is happening and how it will happen. We'll see everything. So use of Java. Okay, we are saying Java is a programming language, high-level programming language, and platform independent. All these things we are discussing. But what is the use of Java? What we will use by learning with this Java? Okay. So with the Java, you can develop mobile applications. You can develop desktop applications. You can develop web applications. You can develop some games. You can develop enterprise level applications. You can develop scientific applications. Okay. So you can develop all these kind of applications. If you know Java, if you're able to run, learn and know, master in Java, then you can develop all these applications. Apart from all these things, you can write automation code also. All right. So once you learn the basics, sometimes there are some possible interview questions from this is, people may ask what is Java. So Java is a high-level programming language, means easily understandable, easy, you can easily debug, programmer friendly, something like that you can say. What do you know about Java? Well, you can say the same things. What is the use of Java? So we just saw that, right? You can develop these kind of applications, right? These kind of questions you may encounter in any one of the interviews. So be prepared for all these things. Okay, that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see Java features. Okay, Java features. Java is simple, platform independent or portable. Java is object oriented. Apart from that, Java is secured. It's dynamic, distributed, robust, architecture neutral, and then multi-threading. So these are all Java features. We'll see one by one. So Java is simple. Java is designed to be easy to learn. That we already discussed in our previous video in Java introduction, that Java is a high-level programming language, means so it's easy to learn, a programmer friendly, right? So that is because of that, Java is simple. If you understand the basic concept of OOP in Java, so we have seen that object oriented. So OOP means object oriented programming. So if you understand object oriented programming in Java, it would be easy to play with it. Okay, everything is object. If you understand the object oriented concept, so it is easy to work with Java. Java removed some of the complex concepts in C++ or any other programming languages. So because of that, Java is simple. So Java is portable or platform independent. So which means that any application written in one application can be easily ported to another application. This is also we have seen in our introduction video, that if you write and compile in one platform, so that can be executed in other platform also. So when Java compiled, it will convert into platform independent bytecode. So because of that, so bytecode is distributed over the web and interpreted by JVM on whichever platform it is being run on. Okay, so the bytecode can be executed in other platforms using JVM. Java is object oriented. In Java, everything is on object. So Java can be easily extended as it is based on the object model. Okay, so we are saying object oriented programming. So what topics comes under object oriented? So abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, these things comes under object oriented. We will discuss in detail these concepts in our upcoming videos. So Java is secured. So as Java code is converted into bytecode after compilation, which is not understood by human. So we already discussed that the Java source code, the high level programming language is easy. That can, we will write in plain normal English. So because of that, we can understand. But once it is compiled and converted into bytecode, so we cannot read that code. So it is not understood by the human. So, and Java does not use an explicit pointer and run the programs inside the sandbox to prevent any activities from untrusted sources, which enables to develop virus-free and tamper-free applications. So Java executes under JVM, virtual machine, right? So because of that, it enables to develop virus-free and tamper-free applications. So Java is dynamic. Java has the ability to adapt to an evolving environment which supports dynamic memory allocation, due to which memory wastage. So memory wastage is reduced. Okay, so memory will not waste. So that's how it will work. So memory wastage is reduced and performance of the application is increased. So as it is dynamic, it will not waste the memory. So because of that, it will increase the performance of your execution. So it is distributed. Java provides a feature which helps to create distributed applications. So how you can distribute, develop the distributed applications using one of the concepts called RMI and EJB. So enterprise Java means by using these concepts, we can develop distributed applications. RMI means remote method invocation. A program can invoke a method of another program across a network and get the output. Okay, so you can access files by calling the methods from any machine on the internet. Robust. Java is robust as it uses strong memory management. Right, memory is very important. So the memory management is very strong in Java. There is lack of pointers that avoids security problems. So in our previous programming language like C++, they use pointers. So they removed this pointers concept in Java. Because of that, it became simple. So it has automatic garbage collection, which runs on JVM to get rid of objects which are not being used by Java application anymore. So in our previous video, we discussed that this is object oriented. We need to create objects. So the moment when you create object, it occupies some memory. So, but if you're not removing that object, the memory is wasted. So because of robust nature, it automatically removes, destroys the objects which are no longer needed. For that, it will use garbage collection concept. Okay, there is an exception handling and type checking mechanism also. Because of that, it is robust. Architecture neutral. Okay, Java compiler generates a architecture neutral object file format, so which makes the compiled code executable on many processors with the presence of Java runtime system. So it will not bother about the 16-bit or 32-bit system. So once you compile, so it can be executed in any of the processors. So because of that, it is architecture neutral. So it is multi-threaded. So we have discussed this thing in our previous video, that Java is a concurrent. How it will be concurrent? By using multi-thread concept. Java multi-threading feature makes it possible to write program that can do many tasks parallelly. Right. So the advantage of multi-threading is that the maximum utilization of resources. So at the same time, if you are executing, so multiple threads means you are maximum utilizing your resources. Okay, this is called multi-threaded concepts. So these are all Java features. Okay. So what could be the possible interview questions, right? So they may ask, what are the Java features? Can you explain the Java features? Okay, then you can explain all these things which we discussed. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video we will see JVM. So Java Virtual Machine. So what do you mean by Java Virtual Machine in Java? So how a typical Java program executes, we need to see, right? So let's assume we have written a Java program called sample.java. So what do you mean by .java? Java is an extension to a Java program. If you write a Java program, how we'll make sure that is a Java program? So the file name should end with, means the extension of file will be .java. So here the file name is sample, as it is .java is a Java program, it's Java file. So that is called source code. So let's assume we have written a program called sample.java. Java compiler compiles the source code to sample.class file. Means when you compile that sample.java, it will generate a bytecode, and the bytecode will be sits in where that is a separate file called .class with the same name with .class extension. That is called bytecode. So sample.java will generate sample.class once you compile the code. This compiled file can be executed in any platform by JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So that we discussed in our previous videos also. So once you get that bytecode, JVM will execute this in any platform. Okay. So the bytecode will be executed by JVM. So the purpose of JVM is to execute the bytecode. So JVM translates bytecode into native machine or platform code, which machines can understand, execute. Okay. So bytecode is not understandable by our machine, means Windows or Mac or Linux. That machine cannot understand the bytecode. So how this machine can understand this bytecode? So that job JVM will do. It will convert that bytecode into machine understandable code and then execute. Okay. So JVM is a virtual machine that runs the Java bytecode. .java files can be compiled into .class files. .class file contains the Java bytecode understood by JVM. So bytecode is only understood by JVM. Now JVM is a specification that provides runtime environment which executes Java bytecode. Okay. So there are different types of JVM implementations are available by different vendors. So JVM can be developed, means is developed by so many other people, means vendors also, apart from what is a Oracle. Okay. So if you visit this link, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/list of Java virtual machines, there you can see multiple Java virtual machines. You can use any one of those. So it is a diagrammatic means of JVM architecture. So diagram of JVM architecture. If you observe here, so JVM language classes and then class loader. From the class loader, say JVM memory. So inside the JVM memory, we have method area, heap, JVM language stacks, PC registers, native method stacks. So all this comes under JVM memory. So each and every will have their own purpose. Okay, then execution engine, native method interface, native method libraries. So this is simple diagram of JVM architecture. If you want to deep dive into this same architecture, so you see it looks like this. So .class file comes to the class loader subsystem. Inside this you have a loading, linking, initialization, and then this is runtime data area. In this you will have a method area. You see that method area, the simplest form here. You see method area, heap area, stack area. Inside the stack area, we have different threads. As we discussed, Java is multi-threaded, right? So thread 1, thread 2, thread 3, thread n. So PC registers. So PC register for thread 1, thread 2, and means how many you have here, that many PC registers and native method stack. And then execution engine. Inside the execution engine, you have interpreter, JIT compiler, garbage collection, native method interface, and native method library. So if you deep dive into JVM architecture, you will see something like this. Okay. So we'll discuss each and every topic. Now what we have seen in this diagram. So class loader. What is class loader? Class loader reads the .class file and saves the bytecode in the method area. So the class loader will load that bytecode into this method area. Okay. So that is the purpose of class loader. So what is method area? There is only one method area in JVM, which is shared among all classes. So how many classes you have? You'll have only one method area. This holds the class level information of each class file. So it will have holds only class level information. So what is heap? Heap is a part of JVM memory where objects are allocated. We already discussed Java is a object oriented programming language. So we need to create objects. That objects are allocated in the heap memory. So JVM creates a class object for each class file. So JVM creates a class object, means it will create an object for each and every class. Okay. And then what do you mean by stack? Stack is also a part of JVM, like heap, but it is used for storing temporary variables. If you have any temporary variables, we will store in the stack area. So what do you mean by PC registers? This gives the track of which instruction has been executed and which one is going to be executed. So you have multiple instructions. What is executed, what should be executed can be taken care by PC registers. Since instructions are executed by threads, each thread has a separate PC register that we already seen here, right? So thread 1, thread 2, thread n, and the same way PC register 1, PC register for thread 1, and PC register for thread n. So native method stack. A native method can access the runtime data areas of the virtual machine. So if you have something to read from this virtual machine, so that can be done using native method stack. So interpreter. So a JVM interpreter pretty much converts each bytecode instruction to corresponding native instruction by looking up predefined JVM instruction to a machine instruction mapping. It directly executes the bytecode and does not perform any optimization. Okay. So if you want to say something like this, what do you say? So if you talk about this one, so you have your source code. This source code can be converted to bytecode. How it is converted? Using compiler, right? So then bytecode can be converted to machine understandable code. Okay, machine understandable. So this machine understandable code can be done by interpreter. So Java is compiled and interpreter code, right? Then you can execute this code. Then compiler means it will compile all the code at a time and convert into bytecode. Okay, compiler means the difference between compiler and interpreter is in the basic, the high level. Compiler converts whole code at a time and convert into bytecode, but interpreter will not interpret all the code at a time. It will interpret line by line. So this line interpreter and give the output, means understand machine understandable, then comes to this one, then comes to this one. So line by line it will do. That is the high level difference. If you dig into that, there are so many differences, but the compiler and interpreter basic differences, it will compile, means it will convert everything at a single, means one shot. But here interpreter, it will do line by line from the bytecode, and it will interpret and it will execute. Okay, so that's how it will interpret the bytecode into machine understandable code and it will execute. So now the JIT compiler. To improve performance, JIT compilers interact with the JVM at runtime and compile appropriate bytecode sequences into native machine code. Typically, JIT compiler takes a block of code, optimize the code, and then translate it to optimized machine code. So basically, it improve the performance. It uses JIT compiler inside it. So this is all about JVM architecture. So that's how it will execute the code. So from here, what are the possible interview questions? Means you might face, can you explain what is JVM? can you explain the JVM architecture? Otherwise, sometimes they'll ask what is the difference between compiler and interpreter. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see JRE, means Java Runtime Environment. So what do you mean by Java Runtime Environment? So Java Runtime Environment is a software package which bundles the libraries, means that is jar files. So what do you mean by jar file? That we'll see in our upcoming videos. So Java comes in the form of jar files, means if you want to, means if you developed any application, if you want to ship that in, ship that code, so that can be done using jar files. So JRE is a software package which bundles the libraries and Java virtual machine and other components to run applications written in Java. So the simple thing is how it will be, means how the Java code will be executed using Java runtime environment. It will provide the environment to execute the Java programs. So JVM is just a part of JRE. So in our previous video, we discussed about JVM, right? JVM is one of the parts in JRE. Apart from JVM, it has some other libraries which needed to execute the Java program. To execute any application, you need JRE installed in the machine. So it is the minimum requirement to execute Java applications on any machine. So one thing means, so one thing is here is, if you want to develop Java based applications, you need JDK. But if you just want to run the Java programs which are already written or developed, then JRE is enough. So no need to install JDK. Okay, you're just an end user, just want to use that application, then JRE is enough. But if you want to develop Java based applications, then you need JDK. Okay, that is called Java Development Kit, that we will see. Okay, so JRE can be downloaded as part of JDKs. You see that I said, right, JDK is Java Development Kit. So JRE can be downloaded as part of JDKs, or you can download them separately. So I'm not going to develop any Java based applications, then I just need only JRE that can be downloaded separately. So JREs are platform dependent. So if you want to install JRE for Windows, that is a different. For Mac, that is a different. For Linux, that is a different. JRE is platform dependent. It means that based on the type of machine, you will have to select the JRE bundle to import and install. So for example, we cannot install 64-bit JRE distribution in 32-bit machine. Same way, JRE distribution for Windows will not work in Linux and vice versa. Right, we just discussed. So if you want to install in Windows, you need to take the Windows flavor only. Okay. So this is simple, like it creates the environment, it will provide the environment to execute the Java programs with the help of JVM and other dependent things. Okay, so what is the possible interview questions here? They might ask, what is JRE? Can you explain about the JRE? Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will discuss about Java Development Kit, that is called JDK. So what is Java Development Kit? Java Development Kit is a superset of JRE. So in our previous video, we have discussed about JRE. So JDK is superset of JRE. So JDK contains everything that JRE has, along with the development tools for developing, debugging, and monitoring Java applications. So in simple terms, if you want to develop any Java based application, then you need JDK. So JDK contains internally JRE. So JRE internally contains what? JVM. So apart from that, the other related things like developing, debugging, and monitoring Java applications. Okay, you need JDK when you need to develop Java applications, right? If you want to develop any Java application, you need to install JDK in your machine. With the help of JDK only, you can develop the Java based applications. Okay, so JDK contains JRE, JRE contains JVM. So like JRE is, JDK is also platform dependent. So in our previous video, we discussed that JRE is platform dependent. So in the same way, JDK is also platform dependent. If you want to install JDK in Windows machine, you need to take appropriate Windows based JDK, means Windows compatible JDK only. For Mac, Mac compatible JDK, Linux based JDK you need to download and install. Okay, so you'll get everything in the official website. So according to your environment, your operating system, you need to download and install JDK. Okay, that is called Java, right? This is information about JDK. So the possible interview questions may be, what is JDK? Can you explain about JDK? Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see what is the difference between JDK, JRE, and JVM. In our previous videos, we already discussed in detail about what is JDK, what is JRE, what is JVM. But here, we will see what is the difference between these three. So, in simple terms, JDK means JRE plus tools to develop Java applications. Means JDK means some runtime environment plus the other things, means some tools to develop Java applications, the combinedly called JDK. Coming to the JRE, JVM plus libraries to run Java application. So apart from JVM, Java virtual machine, we need some libraries to run the Java application, combinedly called JRE. Okay, JDK means JRE plus tools to develop Java applications. JRE means JVM plus libraries to run the Java application. The same thing can be represented in the diagram like the higher level. So what you can see, so here you can see the higher level you have JDK, right? Inside the JDK you have JRE plus some development tools. So inside the JRE you have JVM, some libraries to execute your Java program. So the same thing what we discussed here, the same thing, but here with the diagram. Inside the JDK you have JRE and development tools, and inside the JRE you have JVM plus libraries. Okay, there's a simple difference between all these things. All are in dependent, means JDK depends upon JRE and JVM, JRE is depends upon JVM. Okay, so then what could be the possible interview questions? So they might ask, what is JDK? Can you explain about JDK? The same way, what is JRE? Can you explain about JRE? So what is JVM? How it works? And the same way they can ask the difference between JDK, JRE, and JVM. So all these things we just discussed. So just go through all of them, then you can easily answer these questions. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see install Java in Mac machine. So as part of this, what we will see is how to download Java and how to install Java in Mac machine. So for this, let's go to the machine. So this is my Mac machine. I'm using a virtual machine. So here, just go to the google.com and then type download Java latest. Okay, then you'll find java.com, and along with that you'll find from the oracle.com. Okay, oracle.com. So just click on this. So before that, so this is the location. Java 17 is the latest one, latest stable version. So if you come down, you will see all the downloadables here. But this ARM means, so you need to go to Mac OS. So in the Mac OS, you'll find this information. Okay, so we need to download this last one, DMG installer. So this ARM means a latest Mac machine, but if you are using Intel based, so they can use this one. So according to your operating system, you need to select, sorry, processor, you need to select one of these options. Okay. So mine is Intel. So I'll take this one. And then before downloading and installing, first we'll verify whether Java is installed in our machine or not. So how you'll come to know that? So for that, just open the terminal in your machine. Okay. So just type Java space hyphen version. You see that the moment when you type, it is saying no Java runtime present, requesting install, and it is showing us some pop-up that to use Java command line tool, you need to install JDK. If you click OK, it will go. If you click more information, it will go to the website to download. Okay, it is opening in my Safari. So let it be. It will go to, I think, the same location. It will go to the same location. You'll find the same thing. So then you need to download this DMG. Okay, so I'll just click on this DMG. So it is asking me to download. I am downloading in the downloads. So click on save. So now it will take some time. So it's 116 MB. And depending upon your internet speed, it will download. So let's wait for that. I think it's done. So show in Finder. So this is the one. Now I need to install this one. Okay. So I'll just double click on this. Yeah, now it will open this package. You just double click on this package. So it will ask you to install. Welcome to the JDK 17.0.1 installer. You just click on continue and then install. So it will ask you for your password. Just provide the password and click on install software. So now it's installing. Install succeeded. You just close this. And if you want to move to trash, I don't need the DMG. So you can move to trash. So you can close. Now, see, you did not find that it moved to trash. Now, we need to verify now the Java is installed in our machine or not. So for that, again, you open the terminal. Okay. So better you just restart your terminal. Quit and open again. Now again, you type the same Java hyphen version. You see that now? Java version 17.0.1. LTS means long-term support. So if you are getting something like this means Java is installed in your machine. Otherwise, previously we have seen that, right? It is not available. You want to do that, right? Now, after installation, it is finding that information and it is telling that which version we installed in our machine. So this is how you can install Java in your Mac machine. Okay. So we have seen how to download and install the Java. Possible interview questions like how to install Java, how to set environment variable, something like that. So what do you mean by environment variable? So sometimes once you install, it will not directly detect. You need to set environment variable. So now it is not asking in my machine. So previously it used to ask. If that is the case, I have another video in my YouTube channel. So how to download and install Java JDK in Mac and set Java home path. You just refer this video, then you can understand. Okay. If it is not asking you, then no need to follow that. Okay. So that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see install Java in Windows machine. So we'll see how to download and install Java in Windows machine. So for that, just go to google.com, just search Java, install and install Java. So it will go to java.com and the same way it will show you oracle.com. So go to Java downloads Oracle, just click on this link. So here you see Java 17 available now. So Java 17 is latest stable version. So come down. So here you see that Linux, Mac and Windows. Just click on this Windows and go bit up. Here you see that x64 installer, x64 MSI installer and compressed archive. Then your wish, you can do exe or MSI, any one of these things. This is 150 and this is 152 MB. Just click on this MSI or exe, whatever it is. Just click on this. So it will ask you to download. So in the download section, I'm just save. So it is downloading 151 MB. Okay, it's done. Okay, so before installing, whether I have Java in my machine or not, how you'll come to know that? So for that, just go to Windows terminal or command prompt, whatever it is. Just type Java space hyphen version. Java space hyphen version. Then you see that you'll get an error. The term Java is not recognized as a name of commandlet function, script file or executable program. So if you're getting this kind of error message, so Java is not there in your machine. Okay. So now Java is not there in my machine. So we'll try to install. Just go to the location, the download folder where it is downloaded. So MS, just double click on this. Okay. So preparing to install. So now you have an instruction that Java SE development kit 17.0.1 64-bit. Just click on next. And this is the location. See program files Java-JDK 17.0.1. This is the default location. If you want, you can click on this change and you can change the location where you want to install this Java. But I'll not suggest and I'm not doing that. So click on next. So now it is installing. So it will take some time. So it is asking me to, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? I just click yes. So now it will downloading. You see that Java SE development kit successfully installed. Okay, so just close this. So now I need to verify whether Java is installed in my machine or not. So I'll go ahead and I'll type the same command. You see, I'm getting the same error. So better you just close and open again. Don't use the opened terminal. I do again. And then run the same command. You see that now? Java version. Okay. So now it is able to recognize this 17.0.1. So sometimes it will not even recognize. That time what you need to do, you need to set environment variable. Okay. So click on this start button, type environment. So edit the system environment variables. Don't click on this edit environment variables for your account. click on system environment variables. And where is my Java downloaded? Then go to this PC, C drive, and go to program files, then Java. Okay, JDK 17.1. So, and open the bin. So this location, okay, this location, you need to go to here, click on environment variables. Right, means what you need to do, you need to click on this advanced. If it is open something like this, go to advanced environment variables. In the system variables, you will have a path already. Edit that and add here. Okay, here double click on the empty space, add this something like this. Okay, then click OK and OK, and then OK. So this time it will work. And sometimes people will say you need to set Java underscore home. Okay, so for that also you need to go to the same location, environment variable, and then environment variables. In the system variables, click on new, and the variable name is Java underscore home, and should be like this only, Java underscore home, capital, and the location you need to give till here only. No need to give the bin, JDK. Click OK. You see that Java home. Click OK. OK. Okay. Then you will get this information if it is not coming. And the purpose of the path is your system will understand where Java is installed. Okay. That is one thing. And what is the purpose of Java underscore home? So if you install some other applications in your machine for other purpose, but those need Java as a dependency, means if you want to run that application, it needs Java to be installed in your machine. So for that purpose, where the Java is, to know that application, we will give Java underscore home. Okay, that is the purpose. We'll give Java underscore home, and path is where Java is installed, your machine will understand. Okay, so for that purpose, we'll give the Java underscore home and path in the environment variables. So that's how you can download and install Java, and you can set the environment variables. Okay, so this is how you can verify Java is installed in your machine or not. Okay, so we have seen everything: downloaded Java, installed, and set environment variable, and possible interview questions like how to install Java and how to set environment variable. Most of the times nobody will ask you to how to install Java, but people might ask how to set environment variable for Java. Okay, so be aware that. Okay, that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see install Eclipse in Mac machine. Okay, so what is Eclipse? Eclipse is one of the IDEs to write Java code. Means if you want to develop Java applications, you need to write the code, right? Where you will write the code. So for that, we will use IDEs, we will use online editors, we will use some text editors that we have seen in our one of the previous videos. Right. So where you will write the Java code. So in these environments you can write, but IDE is best option that if you are developing a big application, you want so many third-party things or so many shortcuts or so many intelligence, all these things. So everything can be available, means out of the box in Eclipse. So because of that, not only Eclipse with the IDEs, so Eclipse is one of them. So we will see how you can install Eclipse in your Mac machine. So let's go to the Mac machine. So this is my Mac machine. Here in the Google, just search install Eclipse. Okay, the first link, you see that Eclipse installer, you just click on this from the eclipse.org. So here you can get the download. You see that Mac, Windows, and Linux. Okay, Mac, Windows, and Linux. You'll have so many flavors. You don't bother about all those things. You just download this, install your favorite desktop IDE packages, get a Eclipse IDE. Otherwise, you can just click on here x86. It will go to this link and you need to download. You see that it's DMG, and this is an open source, completely open source tool. So I'll just download this. So they're asking us to donate something. Okay, you can donate from $5 to $100 according to your interest. It is downloading the DMG. So once it is done, we'll try to install this Eclipse. Yeah, it's done. Let me open this. Yeah, you see that DMG. Okay, so just double click on this. You see that you'll find Eclipse installer. Just double click on this. It's verifying Eclipse installer. Eclipse installer is an app downloaded from the internet. Are you sure you want to open it? So you can go ahead and click on open. No problem. Now in the backend, you see that Eclipse installer. It will take some time. And one of the prerequisites for this, okay, Java should be installed in your machine. Now you'll have a different type of options, which kind of Eclipse you want to install. Eclipse IDE for Java developers, enterprise Java and web developers, C, C++ developers, something like that. So we are interested in the first one, Eclipse IDE for Java developers is enough. Once you click on that, you see that install. Okay, the Java is detected in this location, JDK 17.0.1, and the installation folder is users and your user / Eclipse / your version. So just click on install Java to 2021. So it is asking us to accept the license agreement. Just accept now. Now it will download, means it will install now. So it will take some time. So now it is done. It took some time. I paused the video in between. So, but it's done. You see that after that, it is asking me to launch. So we'll try to launch and see. You see that Eclipse IDE 2021-12. So it is also will take some time. So Eclipse will be a bit slow. So it will take some time to load all these things. You see that? Now it is asking me what is the workspace. So it will give you some default location. If you want, you can change. But now I'll just click on this launch. So it is loading. Eclipse will take some time when you open and when you close. So this is the first look of Eclipse IDE. So welcome to the Eclipse IDE for Java developers. You'll have so many options. Create a hello world application, create a new Java project, check out the projects from the Git, something like that. Okay. Go back to here. So import existing projects. So some options will be there. This is welcome screen. If you don't, whenever you open it, you can see this one. You see always show welcome at startup. I don't want. Okay. Just I'll close this. Then you can see this view. In the left side, you'll have a package explorer. Here, you can create a project. Here, in this area where I'm moving my mouse, here you'll write the code. Okay. So we'll see about this Eclipse and how you'll use. We'll see in the upcoming videos. But here, this is how you can download and install Eclipse in your Mac machine. Okay. So what could be the possible interview questions? Most of the times nobody will ask. So how to get Eclipse in your machine and which version of Eclipse you are using? Nobody will ask, but if somebody asks, you can explain the same thing. Okay. So that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see install Eclipse in Windows machine. So what is Eclipse? Eclipse is one of the IDEs to write the Java code or to develop Java-based applications. Okay, so let's go to google.com in my browser. So here just install Eclipse. Okay, then search install Eclipse in your Google, and this is the first link, Eclipse installer 2021 -12 or just click on this. So now you'll find download section here, Mac, Windows, Linux. For Windows, you just click on this link and it will navigate to this location, and again click on this download. Okay, as Eclipse is uses this is exe file, so just click on save to download. And as Eclipse is open source, so they are asking donate to the Eclipse community from the $5 to $100. You can donate if you wish. That is not mandatory. So it is downloaded. So I'll go to this location. So it's still downloading, not yet completed. So it's done. We'll go to this folder, and as it is exe, you just double click on this. So it is preparing to launch. You see here. So Eclipse installer, take some time. So here it will give you the option to choose which Eclipse you want to install. Not yet downloaded fully. You see that Eclipse IDE for Java developers or enterprise Java and web development, or for C++ or some PHP developers. So I'm interested in Eclipse IDE for Java developers is enough for us to practice Java. Click on this. You see that it needs Java 11 plus. Okay, so we installed Java 17, JDK 17, and the installation folder is C users Krish Eclipse. Inside this Java 2021-12. In this location, it will create. I'll create shortcut menu entry, create desktop shortcut. If you wish, you can do. I'm just clicking on this install. So it is installing. It is asking us to accept the license agreement. Accept now. So it will take some time to install this. It took some time for me. So for you also, it will take some time. So once it is done, you need to click on this launch. So now it will open Eclipse IDE 2021-12. So while launching also, first time it will take some time. Even Eclipse is a bit slow. When you open Eclipse or close Eclipse, it will take some time. You see that it is asking you to select a directory. So by default, see users Krish Eclipse workspace. So it is default. If you want, you can change the location, but I'm not doing that. I'm just clicking on the launch. So it is launching Eclipse IDE for the first time. I'm using Windows 11 machine. The same procedure for Windows 10 also. So as it is first time, it will take some time. So it's done. You see, it looks like for the first time. This is the welcome page. Here you will find create a hello world application, create a new Java project, check out from the Git, import existing project, something like that. So here you will have a checkbox, always show welcome at startup. So click on this. So if you want to see this welcome screen every time, you just click on this checkbox. Otherwise, don't check. Just close this welcome. Then you see in the left side, you have a package explorer. Here you can see your created projects, create a Java project, okay, create a project, something like that. And here where I'm moving my mouse, here you can see the files and you can write the code here. So this is the first glance of Eclipse IDE. Okay, this is how you can download and install Eclipse in your machine. So what could be the possible interview questions? So what is the purpose of Eclipse? So if you have less experience, people might ask what is the purpose of Eclipse and why you use Eclipse and how you will get the Eclipse in your machine and which version of Eclipse you are using. Most of the times, nobody will ask these questions, but make sure you should get everything. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see download and install IntelliJ IDEA in Mac machine. So what do you mean by IntelliJ IDEA? This is one of the IDEs to write the Java code or to develop Java based applications. Okay, so now we'll see how we can download and install IntelliJ in Mac. So go to the google.com, then just download IntelliJ IDEA. Okay, so this is one of the JetBrains products. So download IntelliJ, just click on this first link. And here you have two flavors. One is Ultimate and one is Community. Ultimate means you need to pay something. It's a paid version, but Community is free to use. So for us, you see free, built on open source. Okay, Community is enough for us. You see Windows, Mac, Linux. So Mac, click on Mac and then you see download here. Okay, just click on download. This is enough to learn Java and to develop applications. You see, thank you for downloading IntelliJ IDEA. Your download will start shortly. You see inside in this, you see the version is 2021.3.1. So by depending upon the size and your internet speed, it will take some time. You see 740 MB. So it will take some time. So it took some time. Yeah, it's almost done. So it's completed. So just show in Finder. So this is the one, IDEA LC-2021.3.1.dmg. Okay, so just double click on this. So it's opening that. First it will verify. So these softwares will take much space. You see that it is done and it's just asking me to drag this to your applications. So just click and hold and move to these applications and leave. So it went to the, see it is copying to your IntelliJ IDEA CE to your applications. It is, you see, 2.37 GB, the total. Yeah, it's done. I think you just close this and go to your applications. Click on this applications in the left side. So you can see, you see IntelliJ IDEA. See, you just double click on this. It will take some time to open. For the first time, it will verify something. We should have patience. So let it be, it is taking some time. So this is also one of the best IDEs to develop the Java applications. The same way like IntelliJ is an app downloaded from the internet. Are you sure you want to open it? Yes, go ahead and open. We can trust the application. So for the first time, you see that it is asking us to accept the terms and conditions. Click on this and continue. If you want to send something, some information to the statistics to the JetBrains, you can click on this, send anonymous data. Otherwise, don't send. It's not mandatory. You see that it will look like this, community 2021.3. So this is the welcome screen. You see left side, you have projects, customize plugins, learn IntelliJ IDEA, something like that. You have a new project, open, get from version control system, something like that. Okay. So if you want to click a new project, yeah, now it will ask you to create a Java project. You say Java, Maven, Gradle, Android, Groovy, Kotlin. You can develop different types of applications using this IntelliJ. So I just click on Java, and then you see that a project SDK, it is taking 17 that we installed. Next. And you can click next. And you can give, you can project name, and it will, the project location is in IDEA projects. And then, so if you want to change, you can change this one. So I'm not changing. I can say sample project and click finish. So now it will open your IntelliJ with the sample project. You see that sample project. You're preparing some workspace. The minimum things what it needed, it will download. So it will give you tip of the day. If you want to know some shortcuts, all these things, it will give. Don't show these tips. Okay, don't show tips. Click on this and then close. So now it will not give. If you want, you don't check the checkbox. Okay. So this is the IntelliJ IDEA. So now in the left side, you have you will have project. In the right side here, you can write the code. Okay, still some process are happening. So this is how in the left side you'll have a project. In the right side, you can create the files and you can write the code. So it's still saying indexing JDK 17. So first time it will download whatever it needs to work. So don't bother about all those things. So, but typically this is the process that download and install IntelliJ in Mac machine. Okay. And then what could be the possible interview questions? So most of the times nobody will ask these type of questions. So what is the purpose of IntelliJ IDEA? If you are a less experienced, people might ask, means you have an idea where you will write the code, right? So what is the purpose of IntelliJ and which version you are using? Okay, how you will get the IntelliJ idea into your machine. So most of the times nobody will ask, but okay. So that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see download and install IntelliJ IDEA in Windows. So what is IntelliJ? So IntelliJ is one of the IDEs to write our Java code or develop Java applications. Okay, let's go to google.com. Here just type IntelliJ download. Okay, so IntelliJ download, then this is one of the products of JetBrains. So in the first link, download IntelliJ IDEA, just click on this. So now it will come to here, download IntelliJ IDEA. Here you have two flavors. One is ultimate, another one is community. For ultimate, you need to pay something. So it is paid. For community, you can directly download and install. It is free, built on open source. So community version is enough for us to learn Java. So I'll just click on this download. So now it will ask you to save that exe. Click on save. So it will start downloading that. So that is 562 MB. Okay, depends upon your internet speed. It will take some time. So it's completed. Yeah, it's done. Just go to the folder. So just refresh this. You see IDEA LC 2021.3.1.exe. Just double click on this to install IntelliJ. You see that, please wait while setup is loading. So it will take some time. So it is asking you to, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? So go ahead and click on yes. Now you'll get the setup prompt. Click on next. And this is the default location: program files, JetBrains, IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition, this one. And it will take space 2.1 GB it will take. Okay, so make sure this space is available. So click on next and create a desktop icon and all these things. Add folders as project, some associates, add bin folder to path, something like that. I don't want all those things. If you want, you can click on this, click on next, and then click on install. So this process will take some time. So in this video series, if I want to use IDE, I will use IntelliJ IDEA as IDE instead of Eclipse. You can use anyone, everything is same, but the look and feel will be different. So it will take some time. It will take 4 to 5 minutes to complete this installation. So it's still happening. As it is 2.1 GB it requires, it will take some time to install. Yeah, it's done. You see that it's done. You can click on finish, run IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition. I'll just click on this and then finish. Now it will open for the first time. You see that community, IntelliJ IDEA community 2021.3. So take some time to load everything. As these are IDEs, so heavyweight. Loading its related components to launch the IntelliJ. We have previous. So for the first time, previously I have some projects, so it is loading those, but for the first time it will be something like this. It will ask you tip of the day. So it will give some tips every day, means whenever you open. So if you want, you can let it be. Otherwise, you just click on don't show the tips and close. So it is downloading something. In the left side, you see that I have some projects here, but same way, you can have a separate project. Otherwise, first time it will ask you to how it will be. Just click on new project. So you will get this screen for the first time. Okay, the first time it will take this screen. So from here you can create a project Java, and then click on next, and click on next, and here you see project name, and the default location is C user script desktop. It is taking desktop. I have given desktop previously, so whatever it is, it will be there. So I'll give sample. Don't give any spaces. Better. So sample project, then click on finish. So for the first time, it will not ask you this open project, as it is already open, this window or new window. This window means it will open in the same window. New window means another instance of IntelliJ will open. Okay, I'll click on this window only. Now it will open freshly. You see that sample project, and it will be something like this. In this area, you will have your project and files, everything. In this area where I'm moving my mouse, here you can open the files and you can start writing the code. Okay, this is how you can download and install IntelliJ in your Windows machine. And what could be the possible interview questions? Right, what is the purpose of IntelliJ IDEA? Right, this is an IDE to write our Java code. So how will you get the IntelliJ and what version you will use means, most of the times nobody will ask this type of questions, but just to have an idea. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video we will see download and install VS Code in Mac. So we have seen that what is the purpose of VS Code. So we need to write Java code. Where you can write the Java code, we have so many IDEs and text editors. VS Code is also one of them. So VS Code you can use as a text editor, and by using, means by applying or adding some plugins, you can make it IDE also. So in our course, I will use VS Code as a text editor to write our Java code. Okay, if you want to use IDE, I'll use IntelliJ IDEA, that we will see in our upcoming videos. But in this, we will see how to download and install VS Code in Mac. So let's go to the machine. So here in the google.com, just search VS Code download. Okay, VS Code means Visual Studio Code. You see download Visual Studio Code. Okay, code.visualstudio.com. Click on this. It is Microsoft's product. And you have 3 flavors: Windows, Linux, and Mac. Just click on this Mac. Thanks for downloading VS Code. You see VS Code Universal in the download section. Click on this save. Now it will download into your download section. This is 171 MB. So depends upon your internet speed, it will be downloaded into your machine. So let it be. It's almost done. So now go to this location, show in Finder. So this is zip file. So you just unzip. Just double click on this. It is expanding. You see that Visual Studio Code application, you just double click on this. Then it is opening. So you can move this to your applications to access properly. It is in download folder straight. You just drag and drop to your applications. Then you can use that. Let me try. You see that this is cannot be opened because it is from an unidentified developer. Okay, let me look into this. So I canceled that and I opened again. I just double click on the same thing again. So now it is asking me to, this is downloaded from the internet. Are you sure you want to open it? So open. I just closed and opened again. Now it is working. So now it will open. So just click on this. You see, it is very lightweight. So it will not have anything with this. So if you want anything, you need to install as a plugins. So because of that, this is very lightweight. How your Notepad++ will be the same way. You see that in the left section, you will have the Explorer. You can find you can create folders and you can create the files. And here in this section, you will find so many plugins. Okay. If you want to make it something like looks like IDE, so come to this extension, you can install so many plugins, Python, C++, Java, C#, everything you can install and you can use for any purpose. Okay. But in our course, I'll just use it as a text editor. Okay. So this is how you can download and install. If you go to this about Visual Studio Code, so you'll find which version it is, 1.63.2. Okay. So this is how you can find the information. So that's how you need to download and install. The possible interview questions. So what is the purpose of VS Code? You can say this is a text editor, and as well as you can use it as a IDE if you add some plugins to this. Okay. Then how to get VS Code into your machine and which version of VS Code you are using. Most of the times people will not ask these questions, but better to get this information. Okay. So that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see download and install VS Code in Windows machine. Okay, VS Code means Visual Studio Code. This is Microsoft product. And what is VS Code? VS Code we can consider as a text editor like Notepad++, and I can consider as IDE also. So you can make it behave like IDE also by adding some plugins. Okay, so we'll see how we can download and install VS Code in Windows. Go to google.com, just you see VS Code download. Okay, just type VS Code download, and this is the first link. Download Visual Studio Code, Mac, Linux, Windows, visualstudio.com. Okay, just click on this. It will come to here. You'll have three flavors, means three operating systems, Windows and Linux and Mac. Click on this Windows. So it will download now. So it will ask you to download in the download section. See VS Code update setup x64 1.63.2. Just click on save. So it is very quick. It's a very lightweight. let it complete. So as part of this video series, I'll use Visual Studio text editor to write our Java code. So it is done. I'll go to the folder where it is downloaded. So this is the Visual Studio setup. Just double click on this. So it is asking us to license agreement. I accept the license agreement. Click on next. So default location is C users, Krish, app data, local programs, Microsoft VS Code. If you want to change, you can change. I'm not doing that. It requires 306.8 MB. Okay. So next. To continue, click next if you would like to select a different folder. Okay. So click on next. Register code as an editor for supported file types. Add to path. So don't bother about all those things. If you want to create a desktop icon, you can do all those things. Click on next and then click on install. It will not even take much time like IntelliJ and Eclipse. It is very lightweight. So we'll wait. Let it complete the installation. So once it is done, we'll open and see how it looks like. You can use it as a text editor, and the same way you can use it as a IDE by adding some plugins to the VS Code. It's about to complete. Yeah, it's done. So launch Visual Studio Code. Yeah, finish. We'll launch that. So this is a Visual Studio Code. It will open for the first time. So this is how it will look for the first time. If you already previously installed and opened something, it will open again. But if it is the first time, very fresh, then you can fresh installation, you can see like this. So this is the get started welcome page. So new file, open folder. If you already opened previously some of the projects, then they will open in the recent section. So in the left side, you see here, Explorer. You can create open folder, or you can open file, open folder. You can, from here also, you can open the folder. You can add the files here, and you can see in this area, if you close this, in this area, you can write the code. Okay. So if you want to add some extensions, so if you, now it is very plain like text editor, but if you want to make it IDE, so you just click on this extensions. You'll have a number of extensions here. I already installed these two, but the recommended will be so many. Okay. So you can search and you can install here. Okay. So you can install Java, Python, anything you can, if you want, you can add, and you can start using Visual Studio Code for that purpose. But we will use as a text editor, and you will write Java code here in our upcoming videos. So this is how you can download and install Visual Studio Code in Windows machine. What could be the possible interview questions? So what is the purpose of VS Code? You can use it as a text editor. By adding plugins, you can make it something like IDE, and nobody will ask, like how you'll get VS Code and what is the version, but just aware of these questions. Okay. So that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see where to write the Java code. So till now we have seen some of the stuff about Java, and we installed Java in Mac machine and Windows machine, and we installed some of the IDEs called Eclipse and IntelliJ, and one of the text editor called Visual Studio Code. Okay. So, but where you need to write this Java code. Okay. So for this, you can write in text editors, and you can use IDE, or you have some online compilers. Okay. So then which one to take and which one to use? Okay, it's according to your requirement. So text editors means just what comes under text editors? You see Notepad, Notepad++, Sublime Text, Visual Studio Code, etc. These are all, there are a number of text editors, but these are few famous. So Notepad in your Notepad++ in your Windows machine, Visual Studio Code, Sublime Text in Windows and Mac. Okay, so with the help of these text editors also, you can write your Java program. But when you practice, while you're learning, you can do. But if you want to develop an application, it is not a good choice. Okay, so it will not even helpful for you. So, but while you're learning, okay, then these are all very much helpful. And I suggest while you're learning, just use these editors. Then you need to write each and everything, and then you will remember everything. Okay, so as part of this course, I will use Visual Studio Code as text editor when you start writing the code. Okay, and then different types of IDEs. Okay, so Eclipse, IntelliJ, NetBeans, BlueJ, MyEclipse, and Visual Studio Code. Here also it came. So when you install, you can use it as a text editor with the help of some plugins, Java plugins, Maven plugins, something like that, Java related stuff you can add, and you can make it use of something like IDE. Okay, so apart from these things, okay, you have some online compilers. Okay, so what do you mean by online compilers? Means you just navigate to this URL and you start writing your Java code. Okay, let me go to these URLs. You see, this is one of the URLs. Okay, so programmist.com/Java programming/online compiler. So in the left hand side, you write the Java program, just click on run, then the output will be displayed here. You see hello world. Okay, we are asking to print hello world, it is printing here. Okay, and there are a number of online compilers. This is another jdoodle.com. Here we have written sample program, just execute and you will get the result. So the result is something like here. Okay, so the same way you have online gdb.com/online Java compiler. You have written this program, you just click on run and you will get the output in the down section where it is. Okay, you see hello world, same output. So this is tutorialspoint.com/compile java online.php, and write the program here. Just click on execute. In the right side, you will get the output. Okay, so now when you go to this different types of text editors or editors and IDE, what is the basic difference between these two? Okay, so I found one table here. Okay, so this table contains IDE versus text editor comparison chart. I got it from online. So just IDE is a full-fledged software environment that consolidates basic developer tools required to build and test software. Okay, you need to build and test software. It will give you so many related components. But a text editor is simply a computer program and a tool used to editing plain text without all the bells and whistles. Okay, IDEs consolidate different aspects of a computer program into a single graphical user interface. What text editors simply do, it takes some input, change it, and produce some output. It includes some cost and some of the open source. Here also it includes some of the tools as cost. Otherwise, you can use as some like what you say, like open source means free tools. IDEs require more disk space, more memory, and a faster processor, and probably a more robust computer. Right? It requires more processor, more RAM, and you need some good computer to run these IDEs. But text editors are very lightweight. So with the minimum less disk space and minimum memory also you can use. Eclipse and IntelliJ and IDEs are built for Java, and Xcode is for Apple. And common text editors include Notepad, WordPad, Sublime Text, TextMate, something like this. So this is the basic difference between IDEs and text editors. Okay. So basically, IDEs will give more flexibility to write and build your application. You will have intelligence while you're typing. It will give you the suggestions, all these things. But here you need to remember everything and you have to write. But here, some of the most of your stuff will be done by IDE itself. Okay, so that is the reason I'm saying use any text editor which you like while you learning. Then you will remember each and every syntax or code, keywords, everything. Okay, so why we need to discuss about online compilers? So one thing is, if you do not have anything installed in your machine, you can directly go to this URL and you can execute. You can write simple programs, and this is also not helpful to build an application. Okay, just to practice. Okay, and sometimes you will be in your office, you do not have a personal laptop, or you are working from office. So in the office, in your laptop or no your desktop, no company will not allow you to install anything. Okay, so if you want to work with even text editors also, if you have notepad, all these things, but Java should be installed in your machine. Okay, so they'll not allow you to install IDEs. Okay, that time if you want to practice, okay, you want to learn Java and you want to practice, then you can depend upon these online compilers. Very easy, just open the URL, start writing the code and execute and see. Okay, that simple it is. So because of that, I am discussing these online compilers also. So what will be the possible interview questions, right? Where can we write the Java code? So may ask, may not ask these type of questions, but if you have a less experienced guy, then they might ask, no, in your company where you are writing Java code, are you using any IDE? Or if you are using IDE, you are using Eclipse or NetBeans or IntelliJ, or how you are using. So just be aware of that. Now where you can make, you can explain, you can use this, and the difference between this. These are the points. The difference between these IDEs and text editors, all these things you can discuss what we just now discussed. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video we will see first Java program. Okay, so till now we have seen how to install Java in Mac machine and Windows machine. We have downloaded so many IDEs and text editors to write the Java program. So we discussed so much of stuff till now. So first we will see, we'll write a simple Java program. We'll write a first Java program and we'll compile the program, we'll execute the program. We'll see how the procedure will be, how to compile, how to execute all these things. Okay, so for this I will use Visual Studio Code. So I already told you in our previous videos that as part of this video series, I will use Visual Studio Code as code editor. So if we need to use any IDEs, that time I will use IntelliJ IDEA. Okay, so for the practice purpose, we'll use this, as you will come to know what mistakes you will do, how to resolve all those things. Okay, so for that we need to create a file. So before that, we'll create a folder on the desktop. So right click, I'll create new folder. So I can say Java tutorial, something like that, any name you want. So just open this folder from this Visual Studio Code. For that, click on this open folder. If it is first time, you will see this one and show welcome page on startup. If you uncheck, it will not show. Then you can go to file, open folder. So on the desktop, I'll select this folder. So in the left side, it will open folder for you. So, and it is asking you to trust this folder or not. Yes, I trust this folder authors. So this is my folder, it is showing. So inside this, I'll create a file. Okay. So we need to name this file. Just an example, I am saying sample.java. Okay, sample.java. You see that sample.java, the moment when you create, it is asking you to, do you want to install the recommended extensions for Java? Okay, I don't want all those things. Okay, so now you can create a class. So public class sample. Okay, inside this system dot out dot println, sorry, we need to create a method public static void main string args, and inside this public static void main, and inside you need to write, this is my first Java program, and you need to terminate this line with semicolon. This is the minimum requirement to write a program and print something on the your command prompt or console. Okay, so now here you will have so many questions if you are new to Java programming. So what is this public? What is this class? Why this name is sample? What is this public and static, void and main? Why you need to write something like this? What is this system? What is this out? What is this println? Why are we writing something inside the double quotes? Why we are using semicolon in the last? Okay. And why to put these curly braces? Okay. So we will discuss each and everything in our upcoming videos. Okay. So in Java, the difficulty is, I want to tell you first point, second point, third point, step by step I cannot do. Means nobody can do. The reason is I want to create a class if I want to show you something. But at this point of time, I don't know what is class. At least I need main method to execute something. So, but what is this main method? First, what is method and why this main method? So we don't know all these things. But without this, I cannot write the test case. So at this point of time, just accept as it is what I'm writing, just see that. And each and every point what we are writing here, we will discuss about what is public, what is class, and what is main. So what is the system.out.println, why this is public, why this is static, all these things we will discuss each and every point in detail. Okay. So here, this is a typical Java program, right? This is class name, class, this is class name. So class name and my file name, this is file, right? File name is also same, sample. Both should be same, is that rule? So that is also we will discuss once you learn something in the Java. At this point of time, if I explain also, you will not understand. So, but this is possible. We can write a class name and file name different. How you can do that? Okay, everything we will discuss. Okay, now we have written a sample first Java program. So I want to print something. This is my first Java program. So now how you will execute this? Okay, there are two ways. One is you go to the console. Console means you open your command prompt or PowerShell, whatever it is. So go to your desktop. Okay. Go to the desktop. Here you have Java tutorial. So go to Java tutorial, means where you have written your Java program, sample.java. Okay. So here you need to go to the location where your Java file is. Now you need to compile this first. That we already discussed in our previous videos, that first you need to compile, then execute. So how you will compile this one? So for that, Java C. Okay. So Java C sample.java means Java C file name.java. What is your file name? Sample.java. So the moment when you write like this and hit enter, it will compile this program. You see that it is compiled. After compilation, it created one more file called sample.class. So this class file contains the bytecode. Okay. This is my source code and it will contain what? Bytecode that we already discussed. So now I need to execute this. How we will execute? The command is Java and just class name. Okay. This is Java C file name.java. Okay. Java C file name.java. While executing Java, this is class name. Okay, no extension, nothing. Java class name, that is sample. When you hit enter now, you see that you got the output. This is my first Java program which I have written here. Okay, so this is how you need to write. You will write a simple Java program and execute. Okay, so why I took this Visual Studio Code. So I don't need to use this command prompt or PowerShell. So I'll close this. So there is an integrated terminal with this Visual Studio Code. Go to terminal here and new terminal. So you will find the command prompt here in itself, here itself only. So no need to open some other application. You see, and it is opening where I'm opening, right? Where is my folder structure? So now simply dir. So I have both the class file and Java file as already compiled. Okay, so if you want, you can delete this. I will delete this. So again, I'll compile here. You see that there is only sample.java. I will execute Java C sample.java. Again, it will compile and it will create sample.class. Yes, and Java class name sample. You see that this is my first Java program. Okay, because of that, I'm using Visual Studio Code. Everything is here itself. Okay, so this is my first Java program. We will discuss whatever we have written in this program in detail in our upcoming videos. Okay, and what could be the possible interview questions? Can you write a simple sample or simple Java program? Okay, so people might ask something like that. If you write a simple Java program, okay, like this, what I have written, then they will start asking the questions. Why this is public? What is this class? What is this public static void main? Why you're writing system.out.println? Why are you using this, semicolon? Why this string args? Everything means they might start from there. Okay, interviewing you. Okay, so because of that, people might ask to write a simple Java program, and once you write, they might ask some questions from there. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see how to compile and execute Java program with single command. Okay, so normally what we'll do, we'll compile the program. For that, we will use Java C file name.java. To execute the program after compilation, we'll use Java and then class name. So normally we will execute a Java program from the command prompt using these two commands. But I'll show you how to execute the program with the single command. Okay, first we will see like this, and then I'll show you how to execute with the single command. We'll go to the Visual Studio Code. Here I'll create a class. I'll name it as sample program.java. So let me write a program. Public class sample program. Public static void main string args. Now I'll write one system.out.println to print something. Compile and execute Java program. Okay, so very simple program. I'm printing something. So let me go to terminal. First, I will show you normal way. Okay, Java C sample program.java. It compiled. Now Java class name sample program. You see that it is executing, but this is normal way. Now I'll show you with single command. let me clear this. To see the output, I'll change something here. Compile and execute Java program with single command. Okay, so simple. What you need to do, Java, no, nothing C, sample program.java. That's it. Java, sample program.java. I'll just remove C. When you compile, you will give the same thing. But here I removed the C, Java, sample program.java, hit enter. You see that? Compile and execute Java program with single command. It's working with this command, right? So this is introduced from Java 11, but I'm using Java 17, so I can use. I'll show you Java -version. So I'm using 17. This option is available from Java 11. So now you can execute your Java program from the command block with single command. That's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see Java naming conventions. Okay, so Java naming convention is a rule to follow as you decide what to name your identifiers, such as class, package, variable, constant, method, etc. Okay, in your Java program, you will have a class, package, variable, constant, method, all these things. So in our previous video, we just discussed how to write a first Java program, right? Here I mentioned class, and this is class name. And I said this is a method, this is method name. Okay, so in this perspective, how you will write a class name? Is there any rule? While you're writing or naming a method, is there any rule? Okay, so that we need to have understand. Okay, so Java naming convention is a rule to follow as you decide what to name your identifiers. Identifier means class, package, variable, constant, method. So what is class, what is package, what is variable, constant, method, everything in detail we will discuss in our upcoming videos as a separate videos. Okay, but here names should not match with the keywords or reserved words. Okay, so what is keyword or reserved word? That is also we are not aware till now. Okay, but keywords means those are reserved for Java itself. Okay, so if you go to the same program again, this public, okay, public is a reserved word in Java, so you cannot use this for your own purpose. Class is a reserved keyword. Static is a reserved keyword. System is a reserved keyword. Okay, so string is a reserved keyword. So these keywords, there are so many keywords, reserved keywords. We will see that list also in our upcoming videos. But here, these are all keywords. You should not use these for your purpose. I cannot name my class name as public. I cannot name my class as class. Okay, something like that. Okay, then so we should not use keywords or reserved words. Java naming conventions are guidelines which application programmers are expected to follow to produce consistent and readable code throughout the application development. Okay, so you are following your own rules. I am following my own rule. Then the code will become clumsy. You cannot understand for what purpose you have written this. Okay, so if you do not follow these conventions, team may collectively write an application code which is difficult to read and understand. So because of that, while starting your code itself, you have some conventions. So I'm naming one class name. So I need to follow this, some standards, and you have to follow the same standard. Then you and me will understand what we are writing or what purpose we are writing. Now, you see, you have class, interface, and enums. These are all we will discuss. Okay, but if you have a class, if you have an interface, you have an enum, those things, what conventions we need to follow. So for class, interface, enum, we need to follow title case. Okay, title case notations for classes, interfaces, enum, and exception names. For these, we need to use title case. What do you mean by title case? Right, title case means should begin with capital letter or underscore. Okay, and means title case means should start with capital letter You see, employee, my class name is employee, E is capital. So this is a single word. If you have multiple words in your class name, that is employee information. Employee is a separate word, information is a separate word. So in this scenario, employee, E capital, I capital in subword, means if you have multiple words, each word should start with capital letter. So because of that, E is capital and I is capital. Okay. If you have another word, okay, that is also should start with capital letter. And it should not begin with a digit. Okay. So you can start with underscore, you see, underscore employee. But you should not start with a digit. I want to name my class name as 123 employee. So it will not allow. Okay, it should not start with digit. Should contain alphanumeric, but not the special symbols or spaces except underscore. Okay, alphanumeric. You can put employee 123, but you cannot put 123 employee. Okay, employee 123 you can name. And you should not, but it should not contain any special symbols. You cannot put a dollar symbol, you cannot put star symbol, all these things. And you cannot put a space, employee space information. That is not correct one. There should not be any space. Okay, so spaces are not allowed except underscore. Okay, so you see that employee underscore information underscore employee information underscore, something like that you can use. So employee information, you not feel comfortable, I don't see the difference between two words. So that time you can differentiate, means you can separate these two things, two words with underscore. Okay, that is possible. So it should be title case, should begin with the capital letter or underscore, should not begin with the digit, should contain alphanumeric, but it will not allow any special symbols or spaces except underscore. Okay, this is for class, interface, and enum. So what about the method, variables, and object? Most of the things are same. So here I have not changed that class name, all these things. So I change it now. You see that you need to use camel case notations for methods, variables, and objects. Okay. So what is object? We will discuss all these things, variables and methods. So should begin with small letter or underscore. In the class interface should begin with capital letter or underscore, but here with small letter. And the same thing, should not begin with a digit and should contain alphanumeric, but not the special symbols or spaces except underscore. So I have a method called print. Method will end with these brackets. Okay, if it is not there, that is not considered as a method. So underscore print. So print, P starting with small, here also small. But if you have multiple words, so that time should start with the small letter. The next word will start with capital letter. That is called camel case. So print is small p, and in the information I is capital. In the same way, if you want to use underscore, print underscore information, but here first word starts with small p, means small letter, and other words, if you have another word also, that will be start with capital letter. Okay, this is how you can use these conventions for method. The same thing is applicable for method, variable, and object. Okay, so this is only method. This is not object and variable, but the same rules. Okay, once you start writing the code, when you create a variable, we will see there. Okay, but the rules are same. So the package. Okay, for a package names are written in all lowercase to avoid conflict with the names of classes or interfaces. If you're creating a package, means everything should be in small letters. If you are putting two words also, single word or double, two words or three, combination of three words, everything is small. You see Java is a package. Inside the Java, you have another package called lang. So java.lang. In is a package, at is a package. If you want to represent this, in.at. Java, everything, okay, everything is in small letters. So this is for package. Constant. So you have some of the constant values. Constant values are written in all uppercase. Okay, red, capital RED, yellow. If you have multiple words, minimum age, minimum age or min age, max age, so you can put underscore or you cannot put underscore, means there is no rule. But if you want to separate min underscore age. Otherwise, min age, all capital letters. Okay. So if you are not using these things, any errors. So sometimes you will not get any error, but these are rules, conventions. So if you follow these things, you will write a clean code. By looking into that, you will understand, okay, if you put everything is a capital, okay, this is a constant. If you put everything is a small, okay, it is a package. Okay, something like that, you will understand. So because of that, you just follow these rules, then you can write a clean code and there is no conflict with other people who are following the same rules. Okay, these are all naming conventions in Java. So possible interview questions, people will ask what are Java naming conventions. So if you take class, what is the naming convention to write a class? Per method, per variable, for object. Okay, so be aware of all this information. Okay, that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see workspace and package in Java. So what is workspace and what is package? So if you go to this workspace is a folder where you can store your projects. Inside a workspace, you can create n number of projects. Means workspace is to group a set of related projects together that usually make up an application. So workspace, in simple words, that is a folder. So inside the folder, you can create a number of projects. So if you go to, means your disk, it might be C, D, or whatever it is. So inside this, if I create a folder, that is, I can say Java workspace. Okay, so this is a workspace. Inside this, I can create a number of projects. Means that project is also, again, what is that? Again, a folder. Okay, so folder, I can say Java tutorial. Okay, so inside this, I can create another folder that is called a project, again Java learning, something like that. Okay, inside this, you can write your Java programs. Okay, simple terms, Java workspace is a what? Folder structure. Simple a folder. It means high level root folder, you can say high level folder, root level folder. Inside this, you can create a number of projects. Okay, so what do you mean by package? Package is also a folder structure to segregate your programs or files into different folders to manage easily. So you can use them to structure your project and control visibility between different classes. This becomes necessary even in relatively small projects. Okay, so let's take an example of, you have a project. Inside the project, you have written 100 Java files. Okay, but 5 Java files related to one functionality, 5 Java files related to another functionality, and 10 Java files related to one functionality. So instead of clubbing all these things in a simple or single folder, you create different folders. So put these 5 into one folder. So if you see that folder, okay, this is related to this functionality, something like that, you will segregate, okay, to manage easily. So because of that, you will create packages. Okay, that is mandate. It's not mandatory, but the standard is you need to create at least one package to write your Java programs. Okay, so that is package. In high level, if you say workspace is a folder, package is also a folder. Okay, but the purpose is different. So package names are written in all lowercase to avoid conflict with the names of classes or interfaces. So that we have already seen in Java naming conventions. So the same thing here, but while you create a package, okay, there is a rule. So what is that? Again, everything will be in the lowercase, that is fine. But apart from that, companies use their reversed internet domain name to begin their package names. Okay, if you have your, use a simple com.example.mypackage for a package named mypackage created by a programmer at example.com. So I'm working in a company called example.com. Okay, otherwise I'm creating a project for example.com. Okay, that time, so the convention is you need to create a package structure in such a way that reversed internet domain means com.example. Inside that, you can create a number of projects. that we discussed. You can create projects and you can segregate folders, but high level it will be if it is example.com, com.example. If it is google.com, com.google. Facebook.com, com.facebook.other packages. So that's how you need to follow. Okay. So this is called package. So package is also a folder structure. So what could be the possible interview questions here? So people may ask, what is workspace? What is package? Naming convention for the package. So reverse order of your internet domain. Okay. So this is all possible interview questions from this video. Okay. So that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see class and object in Java. Okay. So class is a blueprint or prototype or template from which objects are created. It represents the set of properties and methods that are common to all objects of one type. So this is the typical definition of class you can find everywhere. But in simple terms, class is a template. Means in Java, you need to write a class something like this. Means you need to follow the same way. Okay. So it contains some properties and methods. So classes are basic units of programming in object-oriented paradigm. So we already discussed Java is an object-oriented programming language. So inside this, class is very basic unit. Without class, you cannot do anything in Java. Okay. So this is a definition. So what do you mean by object? Objects are containers which have state and behavior. A typical class creates many objects, interact by invoking methods. So you have a class. Inside the class, you have so much of stuff. So if you want to access those stuff, so for that, you need to create an object. With the help of that object only, you can access the stuff inside the class. So for a single class, you can create multiple objects. Okay. So an object consists of, okay, what an object consists of? It will contain a state. It is represented by attributes of an object. It also reflects the properties of an object. Okay. So what is property? While you write a program, we will see behavior. It is represented by methods. We already discussed, like class contains properties and methods. So with the help of methods, you will represent the behavior of your class. So it is represented by methods of an object. It also reflects the response of an object with other objects. Okay. And then identity. Identity means a unique name to object. So if you create multiple objects, each and every object should have their own unique name. Okay. That's how you can create multiple objects. Okay. All these things, while you start writing the programming, all these things you will understand. But in the theory level or high level, so class is a template and object is to create and access something from the class. A object will have a state, behavior, and identity. Okay. So how the class syntax looks like. So we already saw one first Java program we have written. So here, you see that here, let me. So here, what I'll do, this is a modifier. Okay, this is a modifier. So here, these modifiers are different type of modifiers are there. So with this modifier, it should start with this modifier and then class. Class is a keyword we already discussed, and then class name. Okay, and then class name. So this is how, and inside this braces, right? Inside this braces, you will have all your class related stuff. You'll have class related stuff, that properties and methods, all these things. Okay. So a class declaration may have 0 or more modifiers. Here, not only single modifier, you will have a multiple modifiers. And a keyword, class is used to declare a class. I already told you that there are so many keywords. Class is also keyword. The keyword class is used to declare a class. So if you're not writing something like this class, you cannot recognize. Java will not recognize as a class. Okay. And the class name is a user defined name of the class, which should be a valid identifier. So here you can write whatever name you want, and you need to follow the standards. We have written sample. when you write the first program, you have written sample. S is capital and sample is my class name, right? Each class has a body which is specified inside the braces. You see that these curly braces. Without these curly braces, you cannot write. If you write also, you will get an error. So class, and you will start braces, end braces. In between only, you will write everything. Okay. The body of the class contains its different components. For example, fields and methods. Right, fields and methods and fields. Everything will be inside this. It's all the stuff inside this class. Okay. And then I'll clear this. Types of classes. Okay, there are two types of classes, abstract and non-abstract. So abstract class means these classes are abstract. These are incomplete classes. It means you cannot create an instance of this class. You can only extend these classes to implement completed their specifications. So you will have a class. Inside that you will have some methods. You do not have any implementation for that. You should not write any implementation for that. So because of that, you cannot create instance means you cannot create an object for the abstract class. Okay, those methods what you have written inside the abstract class can be implemented in other classes. So that we will see in a separate classes. But at a high level, so abstract classes these are incomplete classes. So non-abstract class, these classes are defined their full state and behavior. These are complete classes. You can create objects to these classes. So we have written a simple program in our previous videos called my first Java program. That is a non-abstract class. Okay, abstract classes is represented with a keyword called abstract. Okay, abstract is also one of the reserved keyword. Okay, what classes contains? Right, we already discussed that class will contain so much of stuff. That is fields, methods, constructors, static initializers, instance initializers. Then again, what is field, what is method, what is constructor, what is this initializers, all these things we will discuss in separate topics, all these in our upcoming videos. Okay, but these kind of information a class will contain. Okay, there is no rule that it should contain all this information, but the combination of this. So fields and methods, fields, methods and constructors and static initializers. There is no rule that it should contain definitely static initializers. No, it is depends upon your requirement, but these kind of stuff a class will contain. So classes naming conventions we already discussed. It should be the class names generally should be nouns in title case with the first letter each separate word capitalized. Okay, so that we already discussed. So you can go to that video and watch what is the classes naming conventions. I explained in detail there. And what could be the possible interview questions? So before that, I will show you some images to discuss about this class. Okay, so this is a Java class and objects, how it will be. So so here I created a class called person. So you see that P is started with capital, means it should start with capital, and this person is a class. Okay. A person will have what kind of fields, means characteristics, properties. Okay, a person can have a unique ID. Okay, a person can have a name, his age, where he is living, what is his gender. So these are all a person properties. Okay, person class properties. So what is a method means what is his behavior, how it will behave. So a person can eat, he can study, he can sleep, he can play, he can walk, he can sing, something like that. But these are all behavior. Means behavior will be represented with these methods, and these properties will be this data members, and this the class name. Okay, so this is a template. Okay, class is a template or blueprint. So now I created a person class, and a person may have these kind of properties. Now, with the help of this class, I can create multiple objects. Okay, when you're creating a multiple objects, you can provide this information. So name means what name, age means how much age, city means which city, gender means are male or female, I don't know, right? So just template. By using this template, I can create so many objects, and so I'll create an object one. Okay, with the object one, I will represent this kind of person. What kind of person? His name is John. His age is 35. He lives in Delhi. His gender is male. Okay, so this is a template. From this template, I am creating an object with this information. So I can create multiple objects for the same class. So I'm creating object 2. This object 2 will have a different information. If it is having same information, I can use the same object 1. No need to create another one. So in the object 2, you see this name is Desi. Age is 20. She lives in Pune. Her gender is female. And Jesse or Desi, whatever it is, Desi or John, both can eat. So Desi is not studying. Okay. And John will play something. This is their behavior. So this is how you can represent a Java class and object. Okay, this is a template. With the help of objects, you can represent something like the physical, what is the existence of this information. You create a class. What is the purpose of creating a class? Right. So this is, I can create a number of persons with different characteristics, properties. Okay, this is one thing. I'll take this another example. Means very similar, but another example. You see, right here what we have. Here we have dog. Instead of person, I am taking dog. So dog properties, characteristics. What is that? It will have a breed. It will have a color, age, gender, owner. Okay. And what type of behavior a dog will do? It will eat, it will sleep, it will sit, it will run, it will bark. Okay. So this is a dog template. With the dog template, I can create different types of dog information. So object 1, with the help of object 1. So the breed is American Eskimo. The color is white. The age is 6 years. Gender is female. Owner is somebody's Krish. Okay. In the similar way, I can create another object to the same class. Okay. And here breed is some French. Color is black. It's 4 years. Male. Some owner is Avni. Okay. So I can create object 3. With the object 3, what I will do? The breed is Boer Boyle. Color is brown. 7 years. Male. Alex. With the help of object, I can call these methods. Object 3 dot eat. Object 3 dot sleep. Object 3 dot sit. The same way object 2 dot run. Object 2 dot bark. Something like that. Object 1 dot eat. Object 1 dot sleep. Okay. So while you're writing the program, it will be crystal clear, but this time it may not be 100% clear, but this is how, this is a template. With the help of template, I'm going to create a number of objects with this proper information. Okay. So let me take another example also. Means same information, but one more example. Okay. So here I created a class called car. I have captured these images from the internet. Okay, to demonstrate. So this is a class, car class. Car will have what kind of properties? It will have a model, color, and brand. So many, but I just mentioned only 3. And car, how the behavior will be? Means car will have a speed and car will have a size. Okay. So here object 1, object 2. With the help of this template, the first object, what I'm doing, this model is Ertiga. Color is maroon and the brand is Maruti. And the same way, this is XUV 500, this black color, Mahindra brand. And this is model Swift, color is red, the brand is again Maruti. So that's how I can create different type of objects with different set of information or properties. And this object 1 dot, I'll provide the speed. Object 2 dot size, object 3 dot speed, something like that. Okay. This is where another similar example. So while you moving forward in other videos, while you talking or no creating classes, methods, and creating objects, it will be very clear for you. Okay. So then going back to the PPT. So what could be the possible interview questions, right? People will ask, what is a class? What is object? What is the purpose of object? How you create a object for a class? Types of classes, abstract and non-abstract. Contents of the classes, fields, methods, constructor, right? All these things. These type of questions you may encounter, okay? So please be prepared for all this information. That's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see Java variables. So what do you mean by variables? So first we'll see what is fields. Fields refer to variables declared outside the methods. Sometimes you will create a variables outside the methods inside the class. Those are called fields. The same way, what do you mean by variables then? Variables are referred to declarations inside the methods. If you create anything inside the method, those are called variables. So that is just a definition, but how a variable looks like and how you'll create a variable and what is the purpose of variable. So now we'll see variable. A variable is a named reference to a memory area where value of the variable is stored. Okay. In simple terms, variable is a memory area inside your system, and it will, there you will store your actual values. Okay. When you create a variable, it creates some space in the memory. Okay. When you want to use the value multiple places, then we'll store that value in a variable and then we can use the same, that is reusable. Okay. If you create a variable, whenever you need that same value multiple times, then you can refer this variable. So that is called reusability. And how the syntax looks like for a typical variable. So it will be data type. First you'll have a data type and then variable name equals to variable value. Then what is data type? So that we will discuss in our next video. And here the data type, variable name and variable value. Okay. So what is data type? So data type refer to type of information stored in the memory area. So what kind of information you're going to store? A number, a character, a sequence of characters, means a string or a word. Okay, that kind of information you need to mention. I'm going to store this kind of information. So that will be represented by data type. And then variable name, refer to name of a variable, means if you want to give a name to that variable, that is what actual variable we are discussing here. And variable value, refer to the value to be stored in memory area. So the actual value where you will store. For that you will give a name that is called variable. Okay. So that is a syntax of a typical variable. Now, if you see, so int I equals to 10, sample a variable I initialized. This is called initialization. Int I is equals to 10. So you will write this type of code in your program in Java. Then here, what is this int? Int means it's a data type, means integer type of data I am going to store. Okay, so in detail we will discuss about these data types in our upcoming videos, but here int means data type. I is equals to the variable name. Okay, so the variable name, you said it, refer to name of a variable. So 10. So this is the variable value. Actually we are interested in this 10 actually, but for this I'm giving a name called I, and this 10 is an integer type of value. So I am representing here, this is an integer. So if in this case, if you go to like what do you say, in the memory, so let's assume this is your RAM, this circle is your RAM. Okay, inside the RAM it will reserve some memory for your variable. For this 10 it will reserve some memory. Okay, how much memory? Integer will take some specified amount of memory that we will discuss in our upcoming videos. But here this is a 10 value, it will store some memory, and this I will point to this 10. Whenever you use I in your program, then it will return you the value 10. Okay, multiple times if you use this I anywhere in your program, you will get this, it will point to this one, it will fetch this value. Okay, that is the actual way how it will work inside the memory. Okay, so this is how you will represent, means initialize a variable, and internally it will works like this. Okay, so now types of variables. So there are n number of means there are 4 types of variables. Okay, so we'll see one by one. The first one is instance variables. Okay, then static variables, local variables, then method arguments or method argument. So these are 4 types of variables are available. So we will see one by one. Okay, so instance variable. What do you mean by instance variable? So instance variables are defined within a class but outside the method. Okay, sometimes something like fields that we have seen in this starting of this video. So instance variables are fields are defined within a class but outside the method. So what is a method? We have seen that main method in one of the program that is called first Java program. Okay, so but what exactly method, that we will discuss in our upcoming videos. Each instance of class contains its own copy of these variables. Okay, each instance of class contains its own copy of these variables. Instance variables are non-static variables. These are non-static variables. These are also called state variables. Okay, instance variables are defined within a class but outside the method. Each instance of a class means object contains its own copy of these variables. Okay, and then means if you create an object, we already discussed, we can create multiple objects to a same class. So when you create an object, it will contain its own copy of this variable information as it is class level. So instance variables are non-static variables. You cannot, and these are also called state variables. If you take a sample snapshot, so public class, this is class name, instance variable example, and inside that you see int I is equals 10. There is no method. I'm not writing inside any method. So that is the reason it is called instance variable. Okay, so moving towards static variable. A variable which is declared as static is called static variable. Static is a keyword, okay, reserved word. If you use that static keyword, then it becomes static variable. Static variables are also called as class variables. Okay, there is exactly one copy of this variable in existence regardless of how many times the class has been instantiated. So in our previous instance variable, if you create multiple objects, each object will have its own copy. But for the static variable, how many objects you create, all the objects will refer to the same variable. It will not duplicate anything. Okay, it will be only one value. Okay, so typically you will initialize like this: public class, static variable example, inside this, outside the class. So static variable or class level variable, int I equals to 10 we have seen, but in front of that if you put static, a keyword, then it will become static variable. Okay, moving forward, local variable. Local variables are defined within a method. So till now we have seen outside the method. If the variable you declare inside a method is called local variable, and the scope of that variable is restricted to that method only. Okay, outside the method, if you try to access, you cannot access these local variables. Because of that, these are local to that method only. Scope of that variable is restricted to that method. There are temporary variables exist during the method execution. These are not accessible from the rest of the class. Means outside the method you cannot access. So how it looks like this. So public class, local variable, inside that I have a method, main method. So inside the method I create some, means initialize one variable, then it is called local variable. Okay, method argument. An argument is a variable that is passed to a method when the method is called. Okay, you can create a method with some, by passing some variables that we will see in our another video called methods. When we discuss about the methods, we will see. Arguments are also only accessible inside the method that declares them. though a value is assigned to them when the method is called. So if you take something like this, so I have created one method, public static void add. Inside this, you are giving some variables, int a comma int b. So these are called method arguments. When you call this method somewhere, you see I am calling this method here in this main method, add 10 comma 20. These are all method arguments. Okay, these are method arguments. So variable naming conventions, we already discussed these things in our previous video called Java naming conventions. Again, we will discuss. Java variable names are case sensitive. Okay, Java variable names must start with a letter. Variable names must start with a letter or dollar or underscore character. Must start with a letter or dollar or underscore character. After the first character of a variable name can also contain number, dollar or underscore characters. Again, there is no problem. Once you start with valid things, then you can use these things in between also. Okay, you can use numbers also, that we already saw. Variable names cannot be reserved keywords. You cannot use reserved keywords for this. I cannot use a static for int static is equal something. We have seen int I is equals 10, right? Int stat is equals 10. I cannot do like that. Okay, that is reserved keyword. Variable names should be written in lowercase. If a variable names consist of multiple words, then follow camel case, means you can say student name. If it is student, S should be small, student. But if you have multiple words, student name, the name will start with capital letter, that we already saw. Static final fields should be names in all uppercase, typically using underscore to separate the words in the name. If you use static final, you will use uppercase. Okay, everything that we have seen constants. Same way you'll use static final also, these constants. Okay. So what could be the possible interview questions, right? So in the interview, they may ask, what is variable? Can you define a variable? What types of variables you know? Then what is instance variable? What is static variable? What is local variable? Can you tell me the difference between all these things? Okay, you may face these kind of interview questions. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see data types in Java. So what do you mean by data type? So data type define the type of data which you are storing or holding. Means as part of your program, you might need to work with so much of information that might be integer, string, okay, double, floating points, so many things. So how you store that information? Using data types, you can store that information. It defines the memory allocation of the data type. So with the help of data type only, it will create some data, it will allocate some data in your memory. So how much, that we will see. So there are two types of data types. One is primitive data type. The second one is non-primitive or reference data type. Okay, so data type means the data which you are storing or holding. So now we'll see what is this, how many types of data types are there, and what is the granular level of, like, if you divide those, how many you will get. So if you see here data types, in the data types, you have two types that we have seen, right? So one is primitive data type. Second one is non-primitive or reference data types. So in primitive data types, you have two types. This is divided into two types again. One is numeric and non-numeric. Coming to the numeric, again, it is divided into two parts. One is integral and floating point. Okay, integral and floating point. If you go into the integral data types, then you will have four more types here, like byte, short, int, long. Okay, so coming to the floating point data types, you have float and double, two types. Here, two types of floating point data types. If you come to the non-numeric data types, you have two types here, Boolean and character. CH here, char means character. So these are all primitive data types. Okay. So when you come to the non-primitive data types, inside this you will have a class, string, class, interface, arrays, etc. Okay. These are all called reference data types or non-primitive data types. Okay. So we'll see in detail about everything, means byte, short, int, long, float, double, okay, Boolean, char, all these things, primitive data types. In our upcoming videos, we will see all these things. What is that? Non-primitive data types. Okay. Then, so if you move to the next slide, you see that here, again here, we are discussing in detail about primitive data types. In the primitive data types, numeric data types, inside that integral data types. So integral data types represents integer data types. Integral means integer type of data types, means numbers, not having any decimal points. These are, you can say, numbers. Okay. So number that doesn't have decimal points. You see here, doesn't have decimal points. Those are 4. Byte. Byte will take how much memory? 1 byte of memory it will take. Okay, and the default value for any byte is 0, and the range of your byte. So the minimum value it will store -128, and the maximum value it will store +127. From 128 to +127 it can store. So just an example how you represent a byte. Byte B is equals to 100. Okay, byte B is equals to 100. In the same way, short will occupy 2 bytes of memory. The default value for short is also 0, but the minimum value is -32,768 to +32,767. Right, from here to here you can store. And the small example, short S is equals to 1000. Okay, and the same way, integer. This is very important, very frequently used. Okay, it occupies 4 bytes of data, and the default value for this integer is also 0, but the minimum value it is -214,748,3648 +214,748,3647. So this much big information you can store, and one of the examples is int I is equal to some value. Okay, and again another one is long. Long will occupy 8 bytes of memory, and the default value is 0 and L. So with the help of L, you will represent this is long type. Okay, and the minimum value is -2 to the power of 63 to +2 to the power of 63 minus 1. Okay, and the long L, one of the examples is long L is equals some big number, and it ends with this L. Okay, this L, then only it will represent long value. Okay, and then let me clear this. So if you move to the next, so here these are also numeric data types, but here we will discuss about floating point data types. Floating point data types used to store the decimal point numbers or values. Okay, so here we have 2 types. One is float. Float will occupy 4 bytes of memory, and the default value is 0.0f. Why is 0.0? This is what? Decimal point, right? That is the reason 0.0. And how you are representing a long value with L, your float value you need to represent with F. Okay, so that is syntax. Java already defined, you have to use the same way. And the minimum value -3.4e38 to 1.4e-45, and then the same with some maximum value. And one of the examples is float f is equals 20.1 f. 0.1 should be there. Okay, and the same way you have double. Double occupies 8 bytes, and the default is 0.0d, but this d is not mandatory. Okay, this is also one of the important data types will frequently use. If whenever you want to store some decimal point, normally we'll use double. And it will also have some minimum value and maximum value. And one of the examples, double D is equal to 60.33. Okay. So float will represent up to 7 digits accurately after the decimal point. Okay. Then what is the difference between float and double? So both are having point, right? So after point, how many decimals you can give? Okay. You can give up to 7 digits. But double will represent up to 15 digits. If you want to store more values after decimal, so then if it is a bigger decimal floating point, then you can use double value. Okay. So here 7 and 15. Okay. So this is about floating point data types. So this is again primitive data types, but non-numeric data types. Okay. Non-numeric. In this, we have two data types. Char data type means character type data type is used to store character data type. It stores only one character at a time. You see that, only one character. Okay. And Boolean data type will have specific values to store. So it will store only two values. Those are all what? True and false. Only two values, true or false. Okay. Special type of data type. This is also very frequently used in our programming. So character will occupy 2 bytes and the default value is /u0000. Minimum value is 0. Maximum value 65,535. And here character C is equals to S. Okay. And Boolean is, it will take only 1 bit, not bytes, just a bit. And the default value is false. And here you will not have minimum and maximum value. The reason is you have only 2 values. What are those? True or false. And one of the examples is Boolean B is equals true, or you can mention false also. Okay. So this is how you can represent non-numeric data types. Those are called character and Boolean. Okay. So this is all about the primitive data types. Non-primitive data types we will discuss in detail in our upcoming videos. But primitive data types are very important. Inside that, integer, double, Boolean. Okay, these are very frequently used. Okay. So what could be the possible interview questions when you talk about the data types? So people may ask, what is data type? How many data types are there in Java? Okay. Can you explain about primitive data types? Can you tell me what are primitive data types? Can you explain about reference data types? How many are there? Okay. They might ask what is the difference between primitive data types and reference data types. That we will discuss in our next video. Okay. So that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see difference between primitive data types and reference data types. So what is the difference between these two data types? So this is the diagram which we already saw in our previous video. What are the data types? Data types are 2 types, primitive and non-primitive. Under the primitive, you have numeric, non-numeric. Inside the numeric, you have integral, floating point. And in the integral, you have byte, short, int, long. In the floating, you have float, double. In non-numeric, you have Boolean and char. Total 8. Okay. So these are all primitive data types, these 8. Non-primitive data types are use string, class, interface, arrays, etc. Okay. So just an introduction to this. And if you go here, like primitive data type and reference data type, the difference. So primitive data types are integer, Boolean, double, float, all these things, like 8 data types. Those are comes under primitive data types. String, class, interface, arrays, etc. comes under reference data types. So, but the main difference between these two, if you talk about, okay, so this is the main difference. It stores the data, but a reference data type stores what? Reference. So this is reference, this is data. This is the main difference. Primitive data type stores the data, but reference data type stores reference. Okay. So it will hold only one value. but a reference data type can hold more than one value. So it is very basic, and no, it holds only one value. It occupies less memory. It may occupy more memory. So here the size is predefined that we already saw in our previous video. Integer will take this much of in memory, double will take this much of memory, something like that. Okay, but this size is not predefined. Like a class interface, how much it will take, we don't know. Like we'll put so much of data inside a class or interface. Okay, it purely depends upon the your class or interface, whatever it is, arrays. So it is fast and it is slow. Okay, these are all basic difference between primitive and reference data types. But we'll look into. So before going to this, let me explain these things in detail. Okay, so let me take one example. Int I is equals to 15. Okay, so int I is equals to 15. Okay, and character C is equals to A, something like this. Okay, when you take something like this, how it will store in your memory. So let's assume you have your memory something like this. Okay, so something like this. Okay? So inside this, the 15 will be stored here, and this is called I, and it will have the memory reference, means some number. So it might be 0 into 0, 1, 2, 3, something like that. Some number will be there. This is memory location. Okay, the memory will be represented in this way. Then if you take C is inside here, A. So C will be like here stored, and this will also have some memory location, some 141, something like just random, but it looks similar to like this. Okay? This is how it will represent in the memory. The value will be stored inside the memory area. That memory will have some reference, some location value. Okay, so this is what primitive. Okay, this is primitive. What about reference? For reference, I'll take one string. String S is equals to, I will write some Java. Okay, then how it will be represented in the memory? Let's take another one kind of memory location. So here, how it will store is, first you have Java. Okay, this Java will have one memory location, 111, just assume. Okay, table 1, but this will be stored here, and it will have another reference. Okay, you have Java, but S will represent this one. Okay, Java will be stored somewhere, and that will have a location. That location is stored somewhere, and that will have a separate location, but S will represent this location. This location represent here. It is having the value Java. So that is the reason we'll say this is reference data types. Okay, that is reference. So this is the basic difference between these two. Okay, now let me take another things like what do you say? I'll take another example. So int A is equals to 5, and I'll take one more thing. Int B is equals to A. Okay, here 5 I am assigning to A. Here in the B I am assigning B. What is the B value? 5. So how it will represent in the memory? Okay, it will represent, let me take a bigger memory. So here something like this. Okay. So now how it will store in this is, let's take A, the actual value, how what we have seen here 15, right? In the same way 0, 111, something like that. Okay. B also, what is it is having 5. So it is 5, something like this. Okay, that we already saw here. Okay, we already saw here. So, but coming to one more example, I will take that it is reference string s1 is equals to, I'll take again Java string s2. Okay, string s2 is equals to es1. Okay, similarly, what I did here, I am doing the same thing here also. But what could be the here, how the behavior will be? So first, what it will do, it will store Java somewhere. We have seen here, right? And it will have some memory. Just an example. Okay. Now this will store somewhere, and it will have another memory location. Okay. And this is S1. Okay. Now S2. Okay. How S2 will be? S2 will also having what? Okay. Same reference. And it might have other location. You see, S1 is also pointing the same memory location. S3 also pointing to the same memory location. This is how it will do. So if you want to see again, now from this A is equals to, means A is 5, B is 5. Okay, something like this. But coming to the S1 and S2, both are pointing to same Java. Here both are different. A5 separately stored, B5 separately stored, but S1 and S2 referring to the same information with the use of this memory location. So here A is 5, B is 5, but here S1 and S2 both are referring to the same memory location where Java is. Okay, this is the difference between primitive data type and reference data type. Okay, so internally it will store the information this way. Now, if you go back to possible interview questions from this. Okay, so what are primitive data types? What are reference data types? Can you tell me the difference between primitive and reference data types with some examples? What we saw, something like that. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see keywords in Java. Okay, so there are 53 reserved words available in Java. You should not use these reserved words for other purpose than what they are meant to be. Means there are already predefined words. Java is using some of the words for its own purpose. Okay, to define something. So those kind of reserved words you cannot use for your purpose. Okay, so here there are 50 keywords and 3 reserved literals. So divide into 2 parts, keywords and reserved literals. Those are 50 and these are 3. Okay, what are those? And you can see here, abstract, asset, boolean, break, byte, case, catch, char, class, constant, continue, default, do, double, else, something like that. Okay, these many you have. Then these are predefined, means already Java is using to represent something. This means these keywords you should not use for your purpose. Okay, so those are segregated into different types. That 53 segregated into different keywords, different categories. Data type related, these are 8 that we already know. Primitive data types, right? Byte, short, int, long, float, double, character, and then boolean. So these 8 comes under data type related keywords. Flow control related, these are 11. If, else, switch, case, default, do, while, for, break, continue, return. Okay, these are all related to flow control. 11. So modifiers related, 10. Public, protected, private, final, abstract, static, native, synchronized, volatile, transient. Okay, so these are all modifiers related. And coming to the exception handling related, so those are 6. Try, catch, finally, throw, throws, and then asset. Then class related, 6. Class, interface, extends, implements, import, and then package. Okay, so object related, you will have a new keyword, instance of, super, and then this. Okay, so return type related, 1 that is called void, unused. So these are all already there, but not using. So go to continue, constant, const, and strict FP. Okay, and reserved literals, true, false, null. These 3 comes under reserved literals. So if you search in Google, there are different count will be there, but mainly used, these are the mainly used. If we're missing 1 or 2, that is fine, but approximately you will have 53. Okay, and then what could be the possible interview questions? Can you name Java keywords? Can you tell some of the Java keywords? Okay, so people may ask, can you tell me what are the Java keywords or reserved words? So let me go to the Visual Studio Code, and here we already saw, like, go to the terminal, and I'll go to this package. I created some package, so let me go there. So inside this, sorry, this is CD. So I'll go into that location. What happened? CD in /80/basics. So here I have a program. So I will execute Java sample. Now it is printing. This is my first Java program. Just an example, will not spend much time. So int I is equals to 10 I am representing. Okay, so but if I compile this program, Java C sample.java, okay, I'm not seeing any error. Okay, I'm not seeing any error here. Now let me take int. Okay, int, I'll take long is equals to some 20. Okay, long is a reserved keyword. How? Int is there. Okay, those are like integral data types, right? Long, but I'm using, instead of I, how I'm using I am naming my 20 as long. Here I named this 20 with I, but here long. Okay, but this is a reserved keyword by Java. So if you compile this, Java C sample.java, so when I compile, it compiled, nothing happened. The reason is I did not save the program. Okay, so int long is equals 20. Now I'll try to compile this. Okay, Java C sample.java. You see that we are getting an error. What is that error we are getting? error, not a statement. Int long is equals 20. Okay, the first one is it's not a statement, and then after that it is saying I'm expecting some semicolon. Okay, again it is not a statement, again same thing. Okay, so basically you will get an error. You take float, not float, you'll take boolean. Okay, boolean also one of the types. I saved. Now again I will try to compile this. You see that same thing. It's not a statement, that semicolon is expected. The reason is you cannot use these reserved words for your purpose. If I say int b is equals 20 and save, and then if you compile now, you will not get any error. So because of that, you should not use these reserved words for your purpose. And we are using what we are using as to write the code, Visual Studio Code, as a text editor. But if you use the same thing in your IDE, it is Eclipse or IntelliJ IDEA. Okay, at least if you add some plugins to write Java code in the Visual Studio Code, the moment when you type long here, without compiling, it will show the compile time error here itself. No need to even compile. So that is the advantage when you use IDE. But if that is the case, you will not come to know that when you will get errors and what kind of errors you will get. Okay, so it's not an error, not a statement. That you will not understand. You will see, it will also tell you, but you will ignore. You will not feel, okay, what is this? Okay, I put long, I need to change. Something like that you will change. So to avoid those things, I'm using text editor to write our code. Then only we will come to know what kind of mistakes we do and what kind of errors we will get when you do that kind of mistakes. Okay, so you should not use your reserved keywords for your purpose. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see operators in Java. Okay, so what do you mean by operators? An operator is a character that represents an action. Okay, operator is a character that represents an action. So there are different types of operators that we will see one by one. So arithmetic operators, assignment operators, auto increment or auto decrement operators, logical operators, comparison or relational operators, bitwise operators, ternary operators. Okay, these many operators are available in Java. So we will see one by one in detail in our upcoming videos. But high level, we will see what is arithmetic, what is assignment, what is logical, all these things. So when you come here, you see that here, these are arithmetic operators. So when you talk about arithmetic operators, you see that these are plus is an addition. So here how we will represent this is a character. So this is an operator. So these are operands, 10 and 20, both the sides we have operands. This is operator. Okay, so if you want to add two numbers, you'll use this plus symbol. Okay, this is addition, this is subtraction, multiplication, division, and then modulus. So modulo. So 20 minus 10, you see that this minus, this star means multiplication, then here divided by, and the percentage. Okay, these are all arithmetic operators. In detail how it will work, we will see in our next videos. Okay, let me clear this. These are assignment operators. Second one is assignment. So here this is equal to, so A equal to B means we are assigning B value to A. Okay, A equal to B means we are assigning B value to A. Okay, so the example also same thing, but plus is equals to, okay, plus immediately is equals to, that can be represented as this A plus equals to B, two operands in between plus equal. So you can write something like this, but internally what it will, A is equals to A plus B. This is shorter form. Actually, A equals to A plus B can be represented A plus is equals to B. And the same way, remaining arithmetic operators also, minus, star, slash means divided by, and then modulus. The same thing, everything is same here also, here also. Okay. And then we'll see the next one. That is auto increment or auto decrement. So this is plus plus, A plus plus. A plus plus means it increments only by one value. Okay. You see that in our previous one, A equals to A plus B. Okay, you have B here. A plus is equals to B. A equals to A plus B. But here you do not have other operand. It is applicable only for single operand. Okay. A plus plus means A equals to A plus. Here if you have B, we mentioned A plus B. But if you do not have nothing, only one operand, that is got A equal to A plus 1 only. Means A plus plus means it increments by one value. And the same way A minus minus. So this is A equal to A minus 1. Okay. It will decrement by one value. Okay. So here two more will be there. So this is called, you have plus plus A and minus minus A also there. These are called, the purpose is same. We'll discuss the difference between these two in our upcoming videos. But plus plus A means pre-increment. Okay. These are post-increment. Okay. What is pre and what is post? What is the difference between these two? We will discuss. Okay. So if you move forward, these are logical operators. So logical operators are used with binary variables. They are mainly used in conditional statements and loops for evaluating a condition. So if there is a condition you want to evaluate, that is what it is returning. So let's say we have two Boolean variables, A and B. Okay. It will be applicable between Boolean values, true or false, right? A is one expression and B is another expression. Between these two expressions, you will use this logical operator. So double AND operator means ampersand. A ampersand ampersand B means it will return true if both A and B are true, else it will return false. So expression, this expression, both true, then only this entire thing will become true. Otherwise false. Means if A is true, B is false, then false. A is false, B is true, even then also it is false. Now you have these two pipe symbols. Okay. A or B, like, so you will represent with these two pipe symbols. So it will return false if both A and B are false, else it will return true. Means here A true, B false. Any one of these two is true means it is true. Okay. There is no need to be both true. One is true is enough. If both are false, then it is false. So negation, exclamatory symbol, it's a not A. Okay. So it will return the opposite of A. Okay. It will return true if A is false, and it will return false if A is true. Okay. That's how it will behave. And comparison or relational operators. Double equal, A equals to B, returns true if both the left side and right side are equal. Okay. A and B values are equal, then A equals to B is true. This is not equal. So represents true if left side is not equal to the right side. Okay. Both are not equal, then it will return true. If both are true, then it will return false. A is a greater than symbol, less than symbol, greater than or equal, less than or equal. So represented A less than B returns true if left side is greater than right side. A less than B, A is less than B. Returns true if left side is less than right side. A greater than or equal to B. Returns true if left side is greater than or equal. A, B are equal or A is greater than. In this condition only it will be returned true. This is opposite of this. A less than or equal to B. Both are equal or A is less than B. In this condition, it will become true. These are all called comparison or relational operators. So by bitwise operators. A bitwise operator manipulates individual bits of its operands. Java defines several bitwise operators which can be applied to the integer types, long, short, char, and byte, these types. Okay, so a bit confusing, but we'll discuss in detail in our upcoming videos. Here, just look into this and or, you see, binary and, binary or, binary XOR. This is XOR operator. Binary ones complement operator. Okay, this is called tilde. Two less than symbols means binary left shift operator, binary right shift operator. So copies a bit to the result if it exists in the both operands. Okay, so both are 1 means 1. That's how it will work. Copies a bit if it exists in either operand. 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 0 means 0 1 1 means 1. Binary XOR operator copies the bit if it is set in one operand but not in both. Okay, so we'll see in detail how it exactly works with the program in our upcoming videos. But here just a theory, may not understand now. Okay, so ternary operators. This operator evaluates a Boolean expression and assign the value based on the result. Okay, so this is Boolean expression. If it is correct, means this expression is correct, true, then question mark, some true expression, colon, false expression. If it is true, it will print this value. If it is false, it will print this value. Okay, so we will see this one also in detail. Okay, these are all operators in Java. So what could be the possible interview questions in this? What are Java operators? Can you explain Java operators? Sometimes they'll ask what is ternary operator. Okay, so they might ask what are arithmetic operators, assignment operators, comparison operators, bitwise operators. Those are also you may get. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video we will see arithmetic operators in Java. So in one of our previous videos we have seen what are operators in Java. So in that, this is one of the topics. So we will discuss in detail about this arithmetic operators. So these are all arithmetic operators in Java: plus, minus, star, slash, and modulo. So plus is for addition, minus is for subtraction, the star is for multiplication, slash is for division, modulo is for modulo. Okay, so let me go to the Visual Studio Code. So I have created one class called arithmetic operators.java. Okay, so inside this we will try to write some arithmetic expressions. Okay, so I'll take int a is equals to 10. Okay, int b is equals to 20. Okay, int a is equals to 10, b is equals to 20. Now I want to add these two using one of the arithmetic operators using that is called plus. So system dot out dot println, inside this a plus b, and each statement will terminate with this semicolon. Okay, so now int a is equals to 10, int b is equals to 20, and then system dot out dot println a plus b. So plus is addition arithmetic operator. So if I try to compile this, what could be the output for this? 10 plus 20, it should print 30. Okay, it should print 30. So Java C arithmetic operators.java. So it compiled, and after compilation you see that class file created, dot class file created. Now I'll execute Java arithmetic operators. You should not use class only till here. So when you hit enter, sorry, Java arithmetic operators. What is the problem? Let me see. So there is a typo. I did some E here, but there is no, it should be like this. So I did again. I'll copy, paste here. You see that 30. Okay. So A plus B 30 we are expecting. Here we got 30. The same way we will write a few more and we'll see we are getting the same output or not. Okay. So let me copy paste. So there is no need to store something like the int a equals to 10 and then only use this one. We can directly do 10 plus 20 here also. Okay. The purpose of storing here it is, if I need the same variable in multiple places, same value, I can use that variable. Okay. For what you say, like learning purpose, we can directly write here. So what I'll say, 100 minus 50. Okay. What could be the answer? It will be 50. So again here, I'll say 10 into 20. Okay. 10 into means star 20. What could be the output? 200. It should print 200. And the same way here, 100 slash 10. 100 slash 10 means 100 divided by 10. It will be 10. And again, one more thing we'll take. So 55 percentile means modulo divided by 10. Okay, what could be the output for this? 10 5 ja 55, then it will be 5. Okay, let me save this. Save this. So let me compile. So let me execute. You see that first 30 because of A plus B and 10 plus 20. The third one is 50 and then this is 200 and again 10 and then 5. We are getting exact what we are expecting, right? So this is how you can use arithmetic operators between these integers. Okay, it might be float, it might be double, long, whatever it is, but you can do something like this. Okay, so what could be the possible interview questions? They may ask, what are Java operators? Can you explain about arithmetic operators? How many are there? How to use? Okay, these type of questions you may face. Okay, that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see assignment operators in Java. Okay, so what are assignment or argument operators? So equals, plus equals, minus equals, star equals, slash equal, modulo equals. So the first one is assignment operator and the remaining things are called argument operators. Okay, so A equals to B, A plus equals to B means A is equal to A plus B. First you add, then assign that value to A. First you subtract and assign that value to A. Then multiply, then assign that value to A, something like that. These are all. So this plus, minus, star, slash, these are arithmetic operators. Okay, so we'll try to see everything with an example. So let me go to Visual Studio Code. So here I created assignment operators class and I have written one main method. So inside this, like int number is equals to 10 means what? This 10 is assigned to this number. Okay, and the same way, string name is equals to string. We did not discuss in detail, but we will discuss this one also in detail in our upcoming videos. But just now, just string name is equals to, I can say Java. You'll store Java. Java can be represented between, sorry, string can be represented in between double quotes. Okay, now in int a is equals to number. Means this number I am assigning to a. What is that number? 10. So this 10 is assigning to a. Okay, that we have seen difference between primitive and reference data types in our one of our previous videos. Okay, if you do not know exactly what is this is happening internally, just watch that video. So here now I try to print these values. System dot out dot println. I'll print a number. Let me copy paste this. Here I'll print a name, and here I'll print a. Sorry, a. Okay. So number is what? 10. Name is what? It will print Java. Now what is this? It will print again 10. Okay. So let me copy this one. Java C assignment operators dot Java. Now it will compile. So Java assignment operators. You see that 10 Java. We are getting the same output what we are expecting. Now this is simple thing is equals to. Okay. Now we'll see about. So let me put a separator here. So these two forward slashes means commenting the code. If you use this and after that if you write something, Java will not consider this is a Java code. Okay, it will ignore this. So now int b is equals to 10 again, and you can write this if you have multiple integers, you can write something like this in the same line. So no need to write something like this. Int c equals to 10. Okay, you can write everything is integer, but b is equals to 10 semicolon, then c equals to 10. C both are integers. Okay, and then how you can do int e. Okay, int e, and then int d is equals to e is equals to 5. This way also you can assign d equals to e equals to 5 means e is also 5, d is also 5. Okay, this way also you can assign. And then int f is equals to 10 plus 20. This way also you can assign, means what is happening? 10 plus 20, 30. I am assigning the 30 value to this f. Okay, these are all simple this plus symbol. What is that? This plus symbol. Now we'll see these augmented operators. Assignment operator we have seen. This augment operators we will see now. Now let me augment operators. Now how it will be? So int I1 is equals to 1. Okay, normal assignment. Now I1 plus is equals to 1. Okay, I1 plus is equals to 1. And then I'll put system.out.println. System.out.println I1. Right, I1. Then what could be the answer for this? All right. So I equals to 1, I plus is equals to 1. Okay. Instead of this way, we can do something like this is int I2 plus I1. Okay, now I will print both. Okay, I1 I'm printing, I2 I'm printing. I1 is direct assignment of 1. So it will be what? 1. But here, how it will represent? I2 is equals to I2 plus I1. Right, we have seen I2 plus is equal to I1 means I2 plus, see, I2 is equals I2 plus I1. Okay, so what could be the answer for this? This is I2. I1 is what? What could be the answer for this? Right, we'll execute and see. So here I'm getting an error. So we'll see. So we made a mistake. Int I2, we need to give the I2 also, right? I2 is equals to 3. Okay. Now what I did, I2 is plus or equals to I1. I2 equal to I2 plus I1. Now what is the I2? 3. 3 plus 1, 4. Now it will become 4. See, initially the value is 3. After adding this one, it became 4. Now if I print I2, it will be 4. Okay. So we'll compile this. What I missed, what I did mistake. So this is the advantage that if you use IDE, here only you'll come to know. But if you do like this, you'll come to know why I'm getting error. So int I2, again into I2, once you cannot use the same variable name multiple times. Okay, I need to remove this int. So now I will say I2 is plus or equal to I1 means I2 is 3. And now this time it will execute. Again, I'm getting an error. Variable C cannot find symbol. Can't we put like this? So I made another mistake here. So we should not, I said B equals to 10, then I need to put semicolon, right? That's not the correct, we need to put a comma. Okay, the statement will end at the end only. This semicolon will be at the end of this line. Okay, so that's my mistake. So these kind of mistakes will understand when you write with text editor. So because of that, I took, even I'm also sometimes doing mistakes. We will habituate to use these things, what IDE is, Eclipse or IntelliJ. Then Eclipse, it will tell you that what mistake you're doing. Okay, so now it will compile. Now it will execute. You see that 1 and 4, right? 1, 4, right? Now we can do the same thing with subtraction, addition, everything. Now simply I can use, now I'll do I2 minus is equals to I1. Okay, then what will happen now? It will become I2 is equals to I2 minus I1. Okay, now again I will print the same statement here. So now what will happen? Here I2 value is what? 4. 4, I1 is 1. 4 minus 1, 3. It should print 3 now. So already I2 value, we changed it to 4 here. So now the latest I2 value is 4 minus I1 is same 1. 3 minus 1 is this. Sorry, 4 minus 1. Now you will get 3 answer. Okay, let me compile again. Let me run. You see that 3. Okay, now we'll take the same thing, I2 star is equals to I1. Okay, and let me give some spaces here. So now what could be the output? Again, so now the latest I2 value is what? 3. We made it 3. 3 into how it will be? I2 is equals to I2 star I1. Okay. This is what I2 is 3 star 1. Then it will become again what? 3. Okay. So 3 into 1, 3. Let me compile again. And let me run again. You see that? Here also last value is 3. Now, what we can do? We can do the same thing for what? Divided by means division. Then what is this? I2 division is equals to I1. Okay. Then again, here I2 is equals to I2 divided by I1. What it is? I2 is already 3 divided by 1. Right. So because of that, 3 by 1 means what? Again 3. The reason is we have taken I1 as 1. So because of that, if you into or divided by, nothing changed. Okay. So again you will get 3. Let me save this first and run this. Compile and then run. You see that again one more 3. Okay. So now we'll see the modulus. Now we'll change something. Int I5 is equals to, I'll give 80. And what I'll do, I5 modulus is equals to I2. Okay. Then how it will become? I took I5, you can take anything, I4, I3, just an example. I5 is equals to I5 modulus I2. Then how it will be? 80 modulus I2 is what? 3. So how it will be? What is the value? We'll see. We'll try to print and see. Okay. You should not get any error. So there is no 3, 15, 23, 30, something like 328, something like that. It will come 20 or 27. So what happened? So I printed I2. I need to print I5. Okay. I need to print I5. So I need to compile again. I think 27 or 28 it will give. What is this percentage? Okay, you will get the remainder, right? So this is not divided by percentile, so you got 2. Okay, so you will get remainder modulus. Okay, so this is how you can use these assignment operators, right? So we have taken one example for each and everything. So is equals means you are assigning something. If this is the case, plus equals to means I2 equals I2 plus I1 means you are adding these two and assigning to I2. Okay. So let's go to here. So we have seen one example for each and everything. And what could be the possible interview questions? They may ask what are Java operators. Exclusively, they might ask what are, can you explain about Java assignment operators? Okay. So that's all in this video. Thank you. Hi, in this video, we will see auto increment and decrement operators in Java. Okay. So auto increment operators. So we have two types of increments. One is pre-increment, another one is post-increment. Plus plus is a symbol. We'll use that. Plus plus a means a is an integer. So before that you have double plus. That is called pre-increment. And it is equals to a equal to a plus 1. And then post-increment. After a you will have double plus, a plus plus. But it is also a equals to a plus 1. This is called pre-increment. This is called post-increment. Okay. So auto decrement, the same thing, minus minus symbol, minus minus a means pre-decrement, a equals to a minus 1, and the same way a minus minus. After a you have two minus symbol, that is called post-decrement. This is also a equals to a minus 1. Okay, so now we will discuss what is pre-decrement, post-decrement, how it is different from one to another. Okay, so let's go to Visual Studio Code. So I have created auto increment and decrement operators class. So in our previous one, like in the assignment operators, we have seen I2 plus equals to I1 is equals I2 equals I2 plus I1. But here a plus plus is equal to a is equals to a plus 1, very similar. But here plus is equals to, but here only plus plus. Means difference is here we are adding I1 to I2. Okay, there is some another value, but here it will increment by only one value. A plus plus means a is equals to a plus 1. That one is constant. Means it will increment by only one value. So that is the difference between those two. Now we will see some theory. Okay, so this is called multi-line comment. In between slash star star slash, in between if you write something that will not be considered as an executable code by Java, it will ignore. Okay, so we'll say post increment. So what is that post increment means? A plus plus. Okay, so here the first point is, in the post increment what will happen now? What is this is a is equals to a plus 1, right? So now what happens in the post increment, a plus plus value is assigned to first. Okay, a is assigned to a only. It will not add the first. First what it will do, value is assigned first to a. Okay, the second point is then a value is increased to by 1. Okay, by 1. First in a plus plus it will assign this a value to a only. The value is assigned first to a, and after that then this a value is incremented by 1. Okay, so in other words, a plus plus means a is equals to existing or same value. Okay, then a is equals to a plus 1. Okay, with the help of one example we'll understand. But in the post increment means pre-increment. This is pre-increment. Plus a is also a equals to a plus 1 only. But here what happens, first increments the value, increments a value by 1. Okay, first it increments, then new value is assigned to a. After incrementing it will assign. Okay, in other words, plus a means what? first a is equals to a plus 1. Then what it will do? A is equals to new or say updated or incremented value. Okay. So plus plus a means first it will happen a is equals to a plus 1, it will increase the value. Then the updated or incremented value will be assigned to a. But here first it will assign, then it will increment. Okay. Same thing will applicable for a minus minus. Okay. A minus minus is a is equals to existing or same value. Okay. Then it will do a is equals to a minus 1. Okay. And the same way minus minus a pre-increment. Then a is equals to a minus 1 first. Then a is equals to updated or decremented value. Okay. As it is minus. So this is how it will work. So by taking few examples, we'll understand how it is executing and what is the difference between post and pre. Okay. I'll say int k is equals to 10. Okay. Now what I'll do, system dot out dot println observe carefully k plus plus. Okay. Now again I'll print k. Okay. So what could be the output for this? Okay. What could be the output? Here k value assigned to k. After that it will increment at this post. Now for the first time it will be 10 only. But here after that it already incremented. Next time when you use the k value, it will become 11. Bit confusing, but that's how it will work. Okay. So I'm in that same folder where my program is inside the folder. Now I'll try to execute this. You will see that whatever I explained is same or not. Okay. Now see k plus plus means post increment. First it will assign the value to k. Okay. What is the k value? 10. 10 will assign to k. After that will plus plus means it incremented. Now next time when you use the same value, already it is incremented in the previous line, so it will become 11. Okay. So now if I java c dot java you see that 10 and 11. Okay. Now we'll see few more examples. Int l is equals to 20. Okay. Int l is equals to 20. I'll copy paste the same thing instead of writing. But here plus l. Okay. And again l. So now you'll see the difference. It first increments, then assigns. So 20 will become first time only 21. Already it became 21. Again, if you print L, it will be 21 only. Okay. For the first time also 21, second time also 21. But here post increment, first time it will be 10, then it will increment by 1. But here pre-increment, it will already increments, then assigns. So 21 and 21. So now save and compile and run. You see that both the times 21. So that is the difference. Okay. So we'll take few more examples to understand this. Int a is equals to 1. Okay. A plus plus. I did a plus plus. Int b is equals to 1. Okay. Now system dot out dot println, I'll print a. Okay. And the same way I'll print b. Okay, not B, plus B. Okay, so now what could be the out? What happened in the first line? A is equals to 1. Here it is post increment A plus plus. But what happened here? What happened? A is equals to A plus 1 only. So first it assigned to A the same value, but it became plus plus post. But in this line only, it became what? It incremented by 1. So you are using this A value after executing this line completely. Okay. So because of that, by the time you come here, A will become 2. Okay. But here directly I'm not doing this. But here pre-increment that already saw here. Plus B means by default it will increment by 2, means pre-increment. Here also you'll get 2. Okay. So now we'll try to execute. We'll see compile and run. You see both the times 2. So just because of this line, it became 2. The reason is 1, it already in this line executed and assigned, the incremented. So after that you are writing because you are using. So because of that, you are getting 2. Okay. Now we'll take a few more examples. Int I is equals to 1. So int j is equals to I plus plus. Okay. Now we'll see system dot out dot println. What is that? I. Okay. And I'll print j. Okay, j. Now what is the I? Okay. In this line already I plus plus. So it will become 2. Okay. Then what is the j value? What happened? First it is assigned, means post increment already assigned at 1. So the j will become only 1. Okay. If you print I plus means I is equals to I plus 1. So that we have seen here, already increment. But you are using j is equals to I plus plus. So I value already assigned to j. Then I became 2, but j is only 1. So it's a proof that how it is working, right? I plus plus means first it assigned this 1 value to here, then it incremented, then I became 2. So in this I became 2, but j is already assigned because of this post increment, j is 1, right? So if you try to execute, compile and execute this, you'll understand. You see that I is 2 and j is 1, last one, right? That's how exactly it will work. So int p is equals to 30 and system dot out dot println. This is also same thing, p minus minus, right? This is decrement. How it will work? The same. Okay. I'll print. So in this p minus minus post decrement. So here it will be 30 only. After assigning, what it will do? Decrement. By the time it comes to the p, in the first line it became decrement. So it will become 29. Okay. So we'll compile and execute again. Now it will become 30, 29. You see the last two values are 30 and 29. So we'll see one more example last. Int q is equals to 40. Okay. And then system dot out dot println. What I'll do? Minus minus a. Okay. Pre-decrement. Pre-decrement. And the second one, I'll just print a only. Okay. So here the output is what? 29. First it will decrement, then only assign, means already decrement means 39. Okay. In the first line, already it became 39. You are printing again A, it is also 39. Both the times it is 39. We'll compile, we'll execute. Sorry, I put A, it is Q. Actually, it is Q. So I'll compile again. I'll print again. You see that both the times it is 39. This is how post increment, pre-increment, post decrement or pre-decrement will work. Okay. So you go back. So what are the possible enter equations? So what are Java operators? Can you explain Java auto increment, decrement operators? Can you tell me the difference between the post increment, pre increment, and the same way post decrement and pre decrement? Okay, post increment, pre increment, post decrement, pre decrement. You might face this kind of questions, little tricky. So you need to understand and remember the logic how it is working internally. Okay, so that's all in this video. Thank you.